BTN, 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 BTN.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Behind the Name. I'm your boy Boo Dilla.
And your boy Prince J. Ron.
This is a special episode with, I got oh my goodness.
Legends, icons.
Living legends. Living legends.
In the flesh.
In the flesh, man. All right, so we're going to break it down. We're going past, present, future. This episode. We had episode 97, bro.
No, man, almost 100, man.
Almost 100.
We had to do it big for the 100, though.
Yeah, most definitely. We most definitely going to chop it up for that 100.
Man.
Most definitely going to do that, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go around the table, and we're going to have everyone introduce themselves, what group they represent, and what generation they represent.
So welcome everybody. This your boy Twan, live from the Urban Ark Studio. We brought this episode together behind the name because we wanted to give the world a behind the scene on the dance industry and where we come from. So I thought I'd put this thing together and bring some of my big brothers in, and so we can be able to tell everybody, you know, where we come from, and bring some of the new guys in to tell you where we at, and then give some vision on where we going. So I want to thank everybody for coming out and tuning in, you know, for this special episode. Once again, my name is Twan. I'm originally from the group House-O-Matic, and I'm considered first generation. We'll pass it on to Weezy.
Yeah, I am Chicago Fort Worth Weezy. I say I'm like the end of second, beginning of third generation. I originally came from the dance group world, from Main Attraction. Then I went to Infamous Bang for a little season. Then I went to Sky's the Limit when it was NIL at first. Then Daily Alliance formed with us. We formed Sky's the Limit. Then I left that and I made my own group. Me and a couple other bros, Fade to Black. But now I'm with my brother from another steps, representing House of Works, West Side 290, all that. Gang.
Check it out. I'm Lil Twin. I come from the zero generation. I come from where it started at. And I'm from House-O-Matic, one of the originals, from the time it started to the time it ended. So that's why I say the zero generation, because I'm one of the ones I think where it's originated from. I don't think nobody can go back as far as me and my twin brother when it comes to the dance industry, and that's why I'm gonna keep it at House-O-Matic. Like my brother just said, I'm Dave, big twin from House-O-Matic. I'm the zero generation, but we go way back, a long time ago. But we're gonna talk about it in this discussion. So y'all get the full drawing once we get through. But House-O-Matic.
What's the word and success, everybody? This be your boy Crossfire, aka Mr. Watch and Witness. I classify myself as third generation footworker. Started off with my own group, Final Epic, with my boy Mirage and Tempo from way back in 08, late 07, 08. Then joined NA afterwards. Then joined Executive in 2010. Then joined Prophecy for a short little period, and then joined that Executive.
That's one thing to introduce ourselves with.
I like, people don't know who he is by now.
All right, I'm going to introduce myself like I'm brand new. All right, I'm your boy Boo Dilla, representing Creation Global. Been dancing for a long time. Been dancing for a long time. I want to say I'm second generation. Second between, maybe, yeah, second. I'm going to keep it second. Right.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Your boy Prince J. Ron, representing HABLC, having all victory over challenges. Started dancing in 2002. Never was in a dance group, never came from a crew. I just popped on the scene, started my own thing. learning from people that was in previous groups. So I never got a chance to get that experience of being in the actual group until I started my own. I'll be second generation going into third.
Facts. So how we gonna start this show differently than we normally do? We normally go from, oh, what's your beginnings? How was the beginnings like? You know what I mean? But I want to talk about this first generation because there's a lot of talks on where it started, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. We got a lot of OGs in the building tonight. So do any one of my brothers want to take the floor as far as where we think this, when did this start?
Year-wise?
As far as year.
A lot of interviews that I speak about, and I speak on the time of 1985 when we 84, 85 when we first started House-O-Matics. I think that's where it first was originated from. I think that a lot of the dance was created then, and it just took a life of its own after that. House-O-Matics was one of the first groups that was formulated, and I think that there should never be a mix-up about that in no kind of way, because as far as I can remember, when we was starting our first talent shows, our competition was people doing New Edition. I wasn't battling nobody dancing. We was the only dance group in a lot of talent shows, and that's what the competition. I was in the competition with people doing my this time, but I have to come back. That's what I can remember. House-O-Matics is where it all started. I don't know who can go as far back as we can take this in my knowledge. I won my first dance competition at J.R. Deontay's 8th grade graduation party in 1988. And could nobody do nothing with me at that time. So, and J.R. Deontay can vouch for that in all kind of ways. And that's why I say that I think that overall, this is exactly where it was exactly formulated at. If somebody can go back as far as me and my twin brother, then they can speak on it so that I can get a clear vision of just that. But as far as I know, we are where it started.
So we are pretty much on point with it. 84, 85.
84, 85 is the year.
That's when I was.
That's a lot of these guys were babies. Right, so to piggyback on my twin brother, we're taking it back way back from back in that culture from when we was little, you know, taking it back from when we first started dancing. And I say dance, we wasn't steppers, we was dancers. Me and my twin brother. If we can get somebody on the forefront ahead of us and say they put us to shame, we need them to come full front to say, but from this point on, we're gonna play the record. We are where it came from. We are the culture of the dance world. We culture dancing, period. Because at the time it was just dancing, it wasn't just about footwork. And we talked about this last discussion when we was interviewed by the panel. So we're gonna go back as far as back then from when we was partying, when we was little, when we started, and when could nobody touch us on the dance person. And if they can come say they can, they can't. I'm talking about we going back to the market factory, we're going back to Barney's, we're going back to Cavallini's, we're going back to the Humming, back to But I'm talking about all my brother have to clear the record today to say we are the creators. We are. When I was our competition was Michael Jackson. I got you.
We still on? Yeah, we still on.
So to get back what I was saying, excuse in the rough, but technical difficulties. But get back to what I was saying. I'm just like I want somebody personally, anybody that think they can put us to shame or say I'm lying or any facts. So all our Western Village, we parted. We didn't really have a lot of competition. We just went to a lot of places to do different things, learn different, to see and put it in our own effect, the way we wanted to create. All that came behind us, behind House-O-Matic Trend, all other groups fell behind us. You, Phase 2. I'm speaking of people that came after the generation of the birth of House-O-Matics, because a lot of them groups know and understand they can't never come in this forefront and say that they put us to shame. Nobody. From this point on, we were clarifying that we are the forefront of the dance world.
Okay.
The twins of House-O-Matics.
So we got everybody agree with that, right? Because I know I've been saying that. But nobody wanted to tell me. I've been saying House-O-Matics first anyway. So that's what we said. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the.
Well, we cleaned it up because we're saying House-O-Matics, but we're saying the twins of the House-O-Matics, because a lot of people came after us to learn what was going on before other dance groups started teaching dance, and they learned it, then came to House-O-Matics, which was made us stronger as a whole, which we're gonna give people their props down the road, but we're just saying for the start, the birth of it came from the twins from House-O-Matics. That's my whole point of thing, what I'm saying. And then we get to the fact that after the years passed, going after 88, coming to 89, on back to now. So that
So, my big brothers have spoken. So, we got a timeline going. So, right now, we're in the late 80s right now. So, we're around 89 right now. And it was a combination of people mimicking what was popular at the time, which was in print, seeing those guys do and making routines and things of that nature as far as on the dance side. And so when we get to 90, then an evolution happens where we start taking those routines and mixing it with hip hop. Then we start mixing it with fast house dance, which at that time it wasn't fast. It was probably at 120 BPM. And so you got to take old school house or deep house. So we was listening to deep house, and then it went to a transition where it went from house to ghetto house. And so that's when you got all the big coming in, you know, making the ghetto travel with the 120 BPMs. And so we start making fast routines and solos off this music that they call ghetto house. and still incorporating the dance, which we got from the different pop artists that was out at the time. And so that pandemic happened, as we would say. It was a wild spread because House-O-Matic was going everywhere doing talent shows and was winning everything. And so it got to a point where they start saying, we don't want y'all to compete no more. Y'all need to be special. Winning everything. So to a point where we will say we need the evolution of us. Concert pandemic, we created House-O-Matic, created those things, and it just evolved in all these dance groups and people wanted. So we say generation.
It's House-O-Matic. Bruh, we ain't about to play with these people. We know what it is.
I was just waiting for people to see what people wait for so long to say. I'm glad we got a chance to say that today. Like that's real talk.
Oh yeah,
Man, it's an honor.
it is. It's an honor. And I still want y'all to teach me some stuff too. You know that. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it right there in the 80s for a minute. Well, 90s, early 90s, 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
Tell us about how the parties used to be.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about the party back then.
Look,
So
y'all.
he's talking about all the parties that they were going to before we start creating our own parties, right?
Yes,
Okay.
before.
So he talks about Hummingbird, Factory, you know, all those Limelight, all those Ricky's, you know, all those spots.
Okay. The parties at that time was almost, I can't say it's nothing like it is today, but
It's nothing like it is today. I can say that.
it's nothing like it is today.
So paint the picture. I can say that.
So it was like it was more. Okay, Mr. G's was more, you know, what was that way?
Right.
The Hummingbird was right around the corner. Was pretty much like I said, was because of what organizations at the time was in that area. What was at that party. But if you was in the dance world, if you was a dancer and you that's what your sole purpose was, you had no problems.
Yeah.
But I don't, you know, it just was a party. I don't even remember battling like at parties like that. I don't remember having circles.
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of that. A lot of that was just me and bro showing out.
Right.
Most of the time, it was just me. It was me and bro showing out, and it was, and I can't really just say it was just me and him because I always gotta remember that it was people in our group at that time. So we were with those group of people, and people just mainly, most of the time, just watched us. And you will see people off to the side just trying to, you know, exactly, mimic what we were doing. And mimic what we were doing. So it was a lot. Parties used to be back, it was dancing. The West Side was more of you going out there, you're gonna run into some competition because they kind of knew how to groove in the way. It was always a different thing with the West Side, South Side. So when we started taking stuff out west, it was like more of a competition, running into people that was more of. And this was later on down the line. This
So
was like,
who was y'all competition then, as far as groups?
as far as groups, there wasn't no competition.
I'm talking about out west when y'all said.
I mean, no, it wasn't no groups. There wasn't no groups out west. It was all single people. It was all single people.
You can't name a group out west later on. like come behind our timeline.
Because main attraction is down the line, 5 down the line. So I remember going to no. It's a park district. It's a hall. What's the name of it? Off the town hall. I remember going to the off the town hall, tearing ass through there. Talent showcases. Whoever was giving them talent showcases at that place, the lady asked us like, we don't want House of Maddox competing. Like, you know, people will say they're not dancing. They will not competition. We had people dropping whole groups because they just wanted to be a part of what we was doing. Like, and it was mainly because of me and bro and what we was doing, because we was the forefront of it all. Like, you know, I mean, and really because we was twins, that's just the way it worked out. I mean, like, you know, and they just, you know, just really mimicking a lot of the stuff that we was doing at the time, and that was just because we was all over the place. We was young, but Ronnie had us everywhere. And even when he wasn't, we was still just on our own, just really just trying to get a feel for the dance industry, the dance structure. Because we always knew that we had so much on our plate, and we had so many people that looked up to us and what we was doing. We always wanted to keep that image. So we wanted to keep that image going. So that's just really just what it was. And it just was like a lot of people, like I said, they just like in their whole dance group and be like, man, we just want to be a part of what y'all doing. And we did have people in our dance group at the time, man, that was making some differences. And I don't want to not give them people they flowers because they was around at the time and they did make some kind of impact. And but the root of it was me and Dave. These was just a lot of people that just really admired what we were doing and just really just wanted to be part of something positive.
A lot of people that come from the area had a love of the art, you know, so it was a lot of going on. You had people running the street, people playing ball, people tumbling. There wasn't a lot of people doing what they was doing. So growing up in the area with them, because I was down, but to watch them, even though I knew I couldn't dance, it was fascinating to see the type of crowd that they drew in though. Like people would not go to wherever they was going to come over here and watch them. People would line up in the alley, just look in the backyard, just to watch them do routines. Whether you can do it or not, the fascination, almost like 1 or 2 people that's good at basketball have a one-on-one. But to watch them through the back, all of them, you know, not just, but like he said, they had a whole crew of any that individually danced against you and got away with it, you know. But again, with them being twins, you know, like they say, everything need a gimmick. That was the gimmick because for them. And when they came, people, and I'd have been in Arden Park, I'd have been in the skate rinks, I'd have been places where they done showed up, where people announce them like now is how rappers is. People, you know, man, House of Maddox just came, and everybody moving, you know, it's a big thing. You know, they come through there, you know, head big, you know they just, what's happening? Anybody want it, you know, that type, but it was for the love of dancing, though. You know, everybody did it for the dance. It wasn't no arguing, wasn't nothing. That granted, like he was explaining earlier, the different neighborhoods and the different sets inside of Chicago did make it hard for a lot of guys to even follow them. Because coming from where we was different from the guys that was at the rink and everywhere else. So to come, we just coming to support. I followed them. I wanted to be everywhere they was just to watch them and watch the reaction. But it's a lot came with it, and they endured it. Like a lot of people ain't gonna tell you that fights broke out. People jumped them. People tried to pull it with them outside of dance. But for the love of dance, they still knew we got to go there because people want to see it. So they went into the fight. Let me dance, we'll fight later. So they danced, got it on, and y'all want to rock after we can rock. But let me show you something first, though. You know, that was man, so back in that time, it was beautiful.
I want to go, okay, so we Dave and Dave, you know what I'm saying? My 2 big brothers right here. You know what I mean? Y'all birthed someone else, which is at this table.
Yes, we did. Yes, we
You
did.
know what I'm saying?
We did.
Our little brother.
Right. And he was a hitter.
Heavy
He
hitter.
was a heavy hitter, but a small body though.
But a small little body.
Small body,
A
heavy
heavy
hitter.
A heavy hitter.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
the deadly combination.
Right, and I'm gonna
That's
also,
deadly.
and I'm gonna work off what you said, family, because Swan, and I know we're speaking on our little brother, but he came in a heavy hitter. We adopted Swan. Swan came in a heavy, as a little boy and learned. I got as a little bit of crew that we locked in called the fam, our house of Max. It was the fam. It was a circle of guys, strictly, but the world will know. We call ourselves the fam. It was a circle of guys. It was hard to get into this group. That's inside the house of Max. Inside the house of Max. We call ourselves the fam. It's hard to lock in inside the stress because you have to be on top of your A game. These is our hitters. So when Swan, we saw how he gravitated to what we was doing. We came in and we grabbed Swan in our circle of the fam. He was already House of Max. Now he got inside the fam. Now he locked in with the big. Yeah. We call it. Yeah. So he was our hitter, and people stayed out the way when they saw as the crew coming through. Any little guys, anything for us that we needed Swan to sick him on, he get it. And can nobody stop him.
So basically, y'all created the first set of front line.
I ain't gonna say we created it. I ain't gonna say we created it, but it was more. It was more of a big thing because it found from the time he started, because he was so young. He was real young at the time.
How old was he at the time?
Which was about 11, 10.
You was younger than
Younger
that?
than that? Yeah, he was younger than that. Cause he was younger than that. He was
9 years.
yeah, and he was making a big impression because he started with U5. You know, because they really wasn't doing too much. They really wasn't dancing, and that was a very. That's Swan at the bottom.
So, I wish I could show you all this.
Yeah, that's the fam of House of Magic. As a little boy, as a young guy. Yeah.
How old was you in that picture,
I was what year is was?
He wasn't even old enough.
What was that?
Who was that?
He wasn't nowhere near old enough. He wasn't old enough to be imitate. He wasn't nowhere near old enough to be nowhere near. But no, that's what I was saying. When he first came, it was like I said, he was more coming in from U5, but then that was a very short period of time. And watching us like everybody was, that was always spectating around, because it never was that we had a private place practicing. So people always were spectators around our practice places. So Twan had a cousin that was dancing with us. Named Chris. Twan had a cousin named Chris that was dancing with us, and he was really good. Chris, may he rest in peace, he was very good. He was good. He was real good. Twan then came over, and it was at the time he was more of this kind of guy. But when he came and started learning how to really do the thing with the foot, it was like he took it over. It was like, wow, like I sat back because I was known as the #1 dancer for House of Madness footworker for a long time. When these guys started coming in and started learning how to really do their thing, I had to take a back seat because I was like, man, you know, they're a little younger, they coming in with newer legs. Yeah, so there was that new energy, yeah. So but he learned good and he took off. And you know, before you know it, he was doing tricks all on the floor type shit. And I was like, wow, like this is crazy. Like, man, like he
So Twan, how was that feeling though? Like you Yeah, you super young,
in elementary.
and you went the most popular. Y'all was the man celebrities then. So how did that feel though?
It's kind of like, you know, we definitely was celebrity, you know, and so it's kind of like you being involved. It's kind of like a superstar group, like say New Edition, and they looking for a member. I ain't gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, what the hell right here? One of those, I got involved, and then all of the ladies, come with that. It's a whole package, you know. So it's a whole lifestyle change, you know.
Him and this little guy named AC,
yeah.
they was killing. They was always giving flowers to the people that I know. That was killing it
because they was, by this time, all of us was living together. We was all staying under one roof. Twan and AC them was staying with all us staying together. So we raised y'all, watch these guys go to school. So we grown these guys. These guys became a part of our everyday life.
And so how that happened is because now we in the hood, right?
Yeah.
So you either gonna be locked in with the gangs, or you gonna be locked in with the dance crew.
Right.
So we was kind of involved in both, but we was like, we got to do the dance thing. Like this is what y'all gonna do to stay out of trouble. So y'all got to do the dance thing.
Right.
But my mom passed. Right. So when my mom passed, that was my family now. Like I had no other way to go. So my mom passed, it was like now I'm really the family. Like I moved in with them like every day, all day. We in the same house doing everything together. Like real family.
Making
so now this is practice every day, all day. Like we gotta go in. You know, we gotta live up to it. We gotta meet the standard, you know. So, yeah, it was hard sellers when it comes to the dance industry. Like we had a whip, like he said, the fan. We had a person that specialized in every day. So when it was a battle, we already knew if somebody did something, they already knew who the dream team. Like so everybody specialized in something. You know what I'm saying? And so we created dance moves that trendsetted. Like there's so many dance moves that we created that evolved and went to a whole bunch of other groups.
It's true.
But we started a whole bunch of stuff. We started concerts with groups. We was the first group to do crossover when it comes to crossing over to popular music with a white group crossover in the early 90s. We was the first dance group to do backup for an alternative rock group.
Dave Matthews Band.
Like we was the first. Like it's happened with other people, especially us doing our own shows at concerts, us doing backup. Like we started that whole movement. Now, a lot of people didn't know about it outside of Chicago. That was from our culture is because we didn't have internet at the time.
Exactly.
So it was word of mouth flyers, pluggers, you know, things to that nature, you know, but when we were with these people, I already knew it was gonna go big because we seen that in the beginning, in the early 90s, when they seen us dance, they went crazy, you know. And then we created parties. Like the reason we created parties is we wanted to party a certain type of way, and they wouldn't let us. They kicked us out, or we had to be out by a certain time, or we couldn't go in certain neighborhoods. So we said, okay.
Because of the gangs, right? Because of the gangs.
We're gonna create our own situation.
Yes. And our parties, and as far as I know,
iconic. Oh my God.
Alphabetic was the only one given on our own name. On our own name. Not this wasn't no like you hear about all these other places that we just named. This was our label. This was our label. This was our party. So we got a chance to live and do the thing that we want to do at our function.
And so those buildings on the Urban Ark that you see comes from House-O-Matic creating those landmarks for those buildings. So when you go to the Urban Ark and you see the Elk Lodge and you see the Sutherland Ballroom, when you see all the buildings on there, the center, St. Elizabeth, like when you go and see all them places on that building, those were parties that we created that was iconic, that everybody wanted to go to. Like, I mean, everybody wanted to go to those parties. Everybody looked forward to going to those parties. And a testimony of that is Boo Dilla. He'll tell you. He'll tell you. It was like party. Like, we live to go to the party. Like, we don't care about nothing else. We need to know how we're going to get some money to get an outfit to go to that party that House-O-Matic throwing.
That's right. I don't recall, I think it was like 92 or 90, I think it was 93, I was at the, 92 or 93, I was at the Elks. And I was supposed to go there. My ride left me. I'm on 51st Street. Now to get there, you have to drive through what is known smoke town. There was a party, I had to the back all the way down. All the way down, just to get to the party to see them get down because the party was that, man. I was holding myself in the seat.
I had a conversation.
Emotion not being seen. Just to get to see.
I was having a conversation with somebody about that, like how we took risks to go to these parties. Like for me, it was Route 66, which was full of BDs in there, right? So we had to like, hey, we either go walk or catch bus. Now, if we walk, wait, DJ gonna be there. The line gonna be wrapped around the corner, so we need to get there early. So we used to have to walk, and walking from 76 in Normal to 66 in King Drive. Oh my God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, like, you talking about scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we get to this party, bro, we gonna have to run every neighborhood we walk. We don't see nobody. I walk. Oh, it's a bunch of guys on the corner. We gotta take off because we gotta get we get to this party. When we make it to the party, and it's later. And it's later this time, so everybody's outside. Everybody outside because you got the guys that's in the neighborhood that's waiting. Oh yeah, no, they from the route. Oh yeah, they're coming down this way. You know what I'm saying? But when we talk about footwork save lives, it's plenty of times we've been in situations and we like, yo, man, we just came from the party, bro. We just danced, da da da. Or somebody will walk past and be like, yo, oh no, they be dancing and shit though. Like, no, they good, they cool. They be dancing, they dance and shit, they good. Yo, gang bang. You know what I'm saying? And we like, all right, we take it off. You know what I'm saying? We go. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, that. Let me see something too. That just exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just so crazy. How you know what I mean? Like now, from like we flip it now. You know what I'm saying? Where we going to events and stuff like that. Those same neighborhoods, it's like it's not like it used to be. Like everything is justification. You know what I'm saying? Everything's just about. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's kind of different now. You know what I'm saying? So those, them neighborhoods, we can actually walk in that. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't gotta. Oh man, we don't wear this.
One thing I can say about House-O-Matic, we had immunity, meaning that we can go anywhere. Because we had a reputation. Don't mess with ours. We coming. And so they respected us. Everywhere we went, they respected us. Like they knew.
Now I ain't gonna say we didn't have no rumbles, cause
oh yeah, I know.
We had our fair share of a lot of rumbles. We had a lot of people pregnant. Not to come.
But y'all know why y'all had a lot of people pregnant?
Not to come.
Because y'all was taking everybody chicks, bro.
hey,
bro,
that came with the name of the game,
bro.
And we laid our liquor now, but I can take the test of what Foster Park, they gave us a hell of a run, man. They gave us a lot of static coming to Foster Park, coming through Foster Park, or either over in Ducktown, where they came, but they used to gang banging. Stones down there was gang banging, and this was back in the days. I can't say for now, because I don't really get off and stuff now, but back then that was gang banging. Gang banging was gang banging. Mr. G's. I ain't gonna say the Hummingbird, because Hummingbird was kind of hard to team.
So what he's saying is they put the work in back in those days. So when I came, I didn't have to go through that because they put the work in.
Right.
So like I would go, I say, hey big bro, I want to go to the give me the car. I go get in the car. I'm at the route driving. I ain't got to walk to the route. I'm in the car now.
I didn't go to the
He didn't go to the route. That was my area.
They paved the way.
They paved the way for me. So now I didn't have to fight. I didn't have to go through what they went through because they made sure that I didn't have to go through it. You know what I'm saying?
Never go to the route. Yeah, so we have fought our way through a lot of battles, and like South Twana saying, y'all, I don't saying, we paved the way.
Yeah.
And but people gotta understand what blood, sweat, and tears is. Like, we went through a lot of stuff I'm not gonna talk about at this panel, but we went through a lot. People contested what I'm saying. People that was in House of Magic, people that was going through with us, man. I tip my hat to y'all, like always, our brother keeper, I give y'all flowers. Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot. We had a crew of guys that, like you said, that just was ready and willing to put their life on the line for what they believed in, like what we believed in, and that's what it was. So we was dancers, and we knew that that's what we done. That was our life of love for what we was doing, and we stuck to it. Yeah, they was trying to beat us down. They was trying to beat us down, but we was footworking our way out the door. We was, man, we was at Mr. G's. I was talking about, man. These boys was boiling. They was ready. So they was so ready. They was ready to taste our blood, but we was in there footworking our way out the door. We just want to footwork until we get out the door, till we get out the door. Right. And once we got out the door, and they'll let us go, because the security was like, no, we ain't gonna just let this happen like that. We'll just don't take our little piece and just go on our own little way. Right, yeah. But we got in the party and gave people what they needed to see, and now they can go learn. Now they learned a couple of more moves. Now they can go and start right. That's out there. That's what it was. A lot of people was learning. A lot of people was learning a lot of different moves because we was making the moves. We was making them up. We was in practices every day, and that's just how.
So let's fast forward. So we 84, 85, early 90s. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start calling that the House of Magic era, right? Okay. We gonna solidify that House of Magic era, right? So now we fast forward to our generation, right? Right. We started generation 2, second generation, right? Right. Bro, grab your check from on the side. Right. You got my brother AG in the house representing TS. Terror Squad Company. We gonna say company. We ain't gonna we gonna say company, guys. Let me slide down, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna go into our generation now. I know starting out, you know what I'm saying, Twine is one of my teachers, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't get a chance to see y'all, but he was telling me, you know what I'm saying? Like telling me like, yeah, Dave, twin. I just know about the twins, like, you know what I'm saying? Twins. I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I need to see these people, you know what I'm saying? That's it. But so learning from bro and like getting that whole sauce as far as, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, he needs to do this, you know what I'm saying? And me putting that out there to, the world's me being a city dancer, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know that the birds even dance, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I didn't go to the burbs, like, no, I didn't go to the south suburbs. I'm just learning that it was people out in the burbs before me that was dancing. You know what I'm saying? That was part of House of Maddox. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know this. So when me and my brother Steve went to Blue Floor,
That's
Marco Field.
Yeah, Marco Field.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when I met AG. AG had a fro and some white Air Force Ones. I remember this like it was yesterday. It was him and it was BB. And they was exchanging moves. Like he go. And I'm like, yo, like I ain't never saw no footwork like this. Like I just know used to bangs, gold sand. Like, wow, okay. So we got a footwork, South Suburb. This is a whole world over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? That I don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to tap into the second generation. You know what I'm saying? How, you know, things was going. We, you know what I mean, we want to kick it off.
Definitely.
As everybody knows from the record, I'm from the city first.
Right.
I'm from the city, but you know, but that is me going around, you know, with Freshman Park and everything like that. She didn't let me too much forward around her, but then, you know, the first encounter that I did, I was hanging with my sister, she was skating, so they took me to market, and then I still, my first two footworkers I ever saw, you know, my sister left me, you know, she posted, you know, a market, that was in the market, you know, the food area and all that, right, where the dance area. So, you know, my pops used to skate, I used to go skate with my pops, you know, but this time he let me and my sister go. So he let me and my sister go, she got the food one. Right. So I'm walking around looking for, I found my way into the food area, and I see the juke area. I'm like, no, my sister, I know she ain't there. She right in there, like, we're from Detroit. I went in there and I was looking around, lost me, and I remember, it was DJ Dad's mission. I want to say the juke lady was playing, but the first two people that I saw ever footwork, like in raw time, that really caught me was Troy, shouts out, you know, Troy before Cafe Troy, and Boo from HOCC. Those were the two people that I saw forward. I remember them with, you know, club bag and clothes. They had some all white Reeboks on. Like yesterday, I found my sister. She wanted to go skate again. I was like, kind of like, I go right up. You know what I'm saying? So this time I was going, and then that's when I met, like, you know, ran into Tristan. He was like, I was literally like third grade, so Tristan was probably like 5 or 6. Probably, you know what I'm saying? He was in there dancing with the market. Then I just picked it up, and then it kind of died down. So when it died down for maybe a year for me, you know, me and a couple other guys at this time, around that time, maybe, you know, 94, 95. Was really technically like when everybody first started to do the mic. I remember the mics, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was micing, you know what I'm saying? So I remember this. Okay, cool. Me and a couple guys were going in that recess, you know what I'm saying? Then like, hey, boom, we got a flyer that said, hey, it's a dance, we're trying out second and number. We're trying out, they practice at the church right there on 95th and Harvey on Monday. So, you know, I ran into a few people that I knew didn't know was legends or wind up being legends, but at a young age. So I ran into, you know, Tony, I ran into Cornbread, and I ran into, you know, all named Jahai, Stevie, you know what I'm saying? So Ricky. So when I did that, I was already trying to, you know what I'm saying? I tried out, but that wasn't the thing. Well, I only go to big homies told me that was a no-go. You know, we going on around, we see, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're second to none, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Second to none or whatever on Houston, you know, hard. I'm like, yeah, you know, try out. They're like, hey, bro, look, check it out. You get the whips and all that, man, and do it with, you know, it's A-OK. I'm just saying, they was like, just do it when it's A-OK. You know, a young age, man, oh, man, what you doing? Hey, look, bro, there's a lot of imposters in this, you know what I'm saying, in the game, bro. You gotta watch yourself on. Some of them, like, they like, hey, you know, like, trying to tell, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't catching on. I But, so the dance thing, all I know is when I went to the tryout, I couldn't whip. I ain't gonna do none of that. Guys already told me. There's no guy, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't do it. I did not make it. Shout out to my brother. He wanted to get this one chick out of Steve G. He wanted to win crazy. And that's crazy. Everybody knows Steve don't even forward it. Right. He can always say, yeah, I'll be AG. Like 7 guys tried out, I ain't make it. You know what I'm saying? So I was cool. I was still practicing. Got better a little bit going to the parties. I was keeping everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I need to go take him out. And then my mom said, I was hooping, so I had a little scholarship to Leo to hoop. My mom was like, nah, they paid me a little too much. And it's a little, okay, basketball, and you got to shot in the Thornwood. She shot in the Thornwood. I was real angry about going to Thornwood. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't go nobody in, you know what I'm saying? And then first day of school, I see a guy out there, you know what I'm saying? Boom, he was quiet and kept, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what's up, bro? Shook his hand, whatever. He really would shake my hand. He wasn't on the top of the whole time. That's the same person I wanted to start the group. That was Steve-O. You know what I'm saying? So I met Steve-O in high school. He wasn't too much of a talker. I'm like, yeah, well, I got to go home and practice. He like, practice what? I'm like, forward or whatever. He like, I don't want to come. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, I'm practicing. And my mom really was like, I was kind of salty a little bit, just a little bit like salty. So she gave me a chance, like, well, I'm like, I'll take it tomorrow. I don't want to go tomorrow. She like, well, where you want to go to? I'm like, I want to go to YMCA. I want to go to Union Hall. She like, hell, mom. So I met a fellow guy in the neighborhood who was 2 years old and had a license. He like, well, he was kind of, his name was Marcus, you know what I'm saying? He came Murph. He was like, man, well, I'm going, you know what I'm saying? It's Christmas, I'm going, And then he'll come get me. He like, he'll be ready at 10. I'm like, my curfew is 11, bro. I was freshman. He like, well, man, that's when I'm going, Man, just pull him aside the crib. So he pulled him aside the crib. I jumped out the window. I went up there. I banged him. But I already rented to Q and Wolfpack and Martin before they really was, you know what I'm saying? They just was working with Ant and Marvin and all that. And I used to be like, forget to do it. I ain't prepared about it. But you know what I'm saying? And when I went to the hall, I saw everybody in the raw. And it was like, it was different. You know what I'm saying? It was like so many groups was in the raw. I'm like, and that's when I could call, back then, I turned to the wall. But, I was on the wall, right? You know what I'm saying? I got to the parties early. Didn't know no better. The party started at 10. I was there at 10. You know what I'm saying? I came on $5, $7, whatever the plug said. Had something, get a couple hours of water, make some chips. I was looking at everybody and I started seeing all these new faces. I'm like, now I'm seeing bro. I ain't know he danced.
So you went from the suburbs back to the city.
So I took Steve-O with me, and Steve was like, after a while, I went first and came back like, yeah, look, Steve, we gotta go. So I kind of opened the branch and started footworking, and then Wolfpack heard about it. And then they was trying to recruit me, but it was Puma-Darian I was trying to recruit me, but those were the ones at the time that I should have been talking to. You know what I'm saying? So when the situation happened, Poop told me like, no, you can't get in the group. We always said you can't get in the group. So that happened was best for me. I went to and battled the whole lunatic by myself. And then the Wolfpack sat back and watched. They were like, yeah, short ready. Whatever, tell them to come. But the situation happened. Who told them like, nah, they don't want you. So they ain't want me. So after that, I tried to bring Steve-O. I got to freshen up the guy, man. Teach him. He want to learn. They was like, they was trying to treat Steve-O like, leave dude. He can't come no more. Leave him. So before even we got to us starting terror squad, they brought me to Ant. When they brought me to Ant, wrong though. They had private practice with him, Jason, you know what I'm saying? They brought me to Ant, and Ant was Ant at the time. Anybody know when Ant was Ant? Ant real humble now, he was real peaceful. When Ant was in that mode, Ant was like, hell no, don't bring no new motherfuckers around me. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, if you ain't go back in the dungeon, that shit dead. Hey, you right there. Hey, get the fuck out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I thought y'all told me to come. And I had to find out that they was members, they wasn't, you know what I'm saying, the Knicks. Jason give me a hard time coming in his crib too. That's why me and Jason kind of like had a little view and we had cool play with it. And was like, I ain't teaching Lou, go tell Lou to sit in the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn,
This was early 2000s.
this was, we started TS in 2001. This was early 2000. So I was trying to get Wolfpack. So Hank told me, nah. He like, hell no, you can't even be in here.
So that's right when you finna come in. You started in 2001, right? 2002.
I saw him around, but we already had TS pretty much. Boom.
What year did you start, Weezy?
I started like in the 90s.
In the 90s on the west side. What group? Main Attraction, right?
No, not with main attraction. I was dancing by myself. Like,
Okay.
cool.
What parties was you going to on the west side?
I was going to all the parties because they was calling me crazy legs. So they'd be telling me about the parties, and I just go up in there and just dance. I was just fast. Like, nobody never teaching me nothing. Like everybody, like I'll probably see Twin them, and they'll just probably give me my flower. Like, hey, little shorty, you cold. But then nobody never like take me by myself and was like, hey, let me show you the dribbles. Let me show you the basics. I learned from coming out, seeing y'all dance, and then coming out south by myself. Yeah, it was times when I was nervous, but I had my own trend because people probably looked at me weird back then because I had my own. I said a lot of trends too, like y'all did. Niggas wearing bow jeans, and I made it cool for niggas to do certain shit back then because niggas like these niggas, they fuck with me and they was, you feel me? We was all cool.
You tore him up in the fire.
Yeah, but
nah, you can't be that bad. I'm bad.
so look, so I can give you a prime example of how I was holding the west side down, and I'm still there as now. So it was like in 2004, I want to say. I started coming out south in the early 2000s. I went to the rink. My first time going to the rink, I cried to go to the rink because I heard about it from one of my little cousins that stay out south. He's like, man, it be party up there. They be working and shit. So I'm like, man, I cried to my grandma. Yeah, I was a little bitch. I cried.
Which rink though?
You was right on 87.
87.
So me and my cousin, I stayed on by Roosevelt. We took the Roosevelt bus all the way to the red line. We got on the red line, took it all the way to 87. We get on 87. There's so many people going to the rank. So soon as they heard we was going to the rank, they, where y'all from? I'm from out west. They, damn, you from out west coming all the way out here? So we all politicking and shit. I get to the rank. My first day getting there, I won. I never lost at the rank. Now, years go by, I get a little bit better. I meet this dude right here. This man was dancing so fucking slow, bro. Like, I never seen nobody do a combo all the way over here slow and then come back over here and do the combo over here the same way. So I'm like, damn. And he shook my hand like, what's up, bro? And he stood on my side balancing. So I'm like, oh, folks gotta be from the west side with me. So I'm happy. I'm in the shit like, all right, let's fucking go. So yeah, I mean, what I found out he was from like the South Suburbs. So I'm like, I found that out from dancing against people like that I grew up watching and battling all the time. The Shakers from the village. Like my first battle ever was in 1997, I want to say, or 96. I was like in 6th, 7th grade. We had a big battle in the gym room for some money for like $300. And I beat every school. It was at Medill Primary. Okay. I beat everybody until I got to this dude named Meech. Now, his big brother named Snake. We was at this funeral. I seen this dude do the Holy Ghost. That's what made me want to footwork. I never seen no dude do shit like this ever in my life. The track came on. Dude was in there. He was on the floor doing some shit with the ghost, but it looked so good. So I battled his little brother. They were saying this little thing in the back when I was battling. They were like, bah, bah, but he was ghosting. He was hitting a little ghost. He was doing some little ghost with his head and shit. Fucked me up. I was kind of mad about that. You feel me? I'm like, fuck that. I don't care no more. So years go back. We're going back to 2005, 2004. When I met AG, Who Dilla and all them, who's all like rap, we battled and shit like that. I battled this dude. Now they had the West Side versus South Side. They always used to have that. Now it was for some money. We ain't gonna talk about the money situation because they never paid me. I battled.
You was the winner?
Yeah, I was the winner. Now look.
That was a chip shoot.
No, that was it. That was it. They had a plug saying West Side versus South Side $400. Now, AG them said,
95?
yeah, 95. So how's it? So look. So yeah, Chip. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about that shit too. But I'm from out west. I know that. So AG them didn't like that little hip rolling shit. But that's what was popping out west. Like them niggas was cold as fuck and hip rolling. Like that's where we was learning all our footwork moves from. Cause niggas used to do certain shit with their hands and shit on the floor and on the head and pop stand and shit. We was learning that shit from that and turbo them.
They did.
So I battled this dude named Steve-O. I didn't know him like that. He didn't
I
know
don't
me.
mean to cut you off, but West Side was doing the hip rolling, and they got it from 187 to hip rolling back to the West Side, and they originally got it from us coming to the taste, watching us,
Yep.
and people
Popcorn.
coming to the taste
Popcorn.
doing hip rolling, and they took it back to the West
Yeah.
Side. So House of Magic is the reason that the West Side got doing hip rolling.
Okay, that's cool. Like I said, like, I appreciate Twin them. I appreciate everything y'all tell me because people really like need to know what's really going on. Because there's been so many stories going on. Like I like the AG story, I like Blue Dilla story, Crossfire story, Twin, all of even my story. All our stories count because people need to know the real history of what's going on and all these lies that's going on. Now y'all didn't make the statement. I'm from out west, so I thought it was y'all know what's going on with all the little tales going on. They said it was created from out west. Now House of Magic saying that they was the founder of it. So we're gonna leave it as that until somebody that's y'all age wanna argue with y'all about that.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna respect that. You feel me? And this a nigga coming from out west. Straight like that. But let's get back to this battle. Now, 2005, right? I'll say 2004, 2005. This when I got my name. This when I got popular and everybody wanted to start battling me and shit. I battled this dude named Steve-O. The West Side, I ain't like the way they dance. Some of them. They used to hip roll every fucking time. AG and them out there fucking them boys up. It's about 40 of them to like 7 or 8 of us. But out of the 8 of us, it's 3 niggas that's doing this. When they battling and shit, no, bro, we footwork. So we did the one-on-one. I ended up winning. DJ Chip them, I waited to the end. Everybody left. They gave me 3 mixed CDs, and I can name all 3 mixed CDs they gave. They gave me Project Bust Down. They gave me Nightmare on Beat Down Street, and they gave me King of Fucking Juke. That's $500 worth. Okay, well, money well spent.
Right.
Money well spent.
They gave them juice.
So pretty much,
You know how you won though.
So pretty much the generation
That's 'cause that tape got set.
spots that was popping for y'all would be like the Ring, Route 66, Down the Expo, Paul Hall, YMCA,
Right? You said the market, right?
YMCA.
Yeah, Crossroads.
So what, wait,
I'm
so
from the South.
Fifth
so
City.
South.
For my West, it was Club Dynasty, Fifth City, 702 Club. I think it was called 702, 705 Club.
so where, okay, so where,
Yeah.
I wanna talk.
On everything.
Yeah, we got big one.
We fucked it up.
No, Star Flyer.
Yeah.
That's the.
So look, so I wanna ask, what year did it start from the division from dancing and footwork? Because it was, when they was dancing, it was just dancing. It was dancing. So it was a mix of everything. Now it's divided. It's either you dance or you footwork. So what year did it like actually go strictly to The footwork clicks,
Can
like
I,
2000.
when I can't even that, can I speak of
So I
that?
was just about to say, when I
Everybody
Go ahead, what you gotta say, Papa? Let's crossfire talk. I'll piggyback off crossfire.
Basically, the origin of that is basically like it comes.
Speak up a little bit, bro.
Basically, back in the '90s, right, when Hank Brown, which is, you know, one of the key figures of footwork at the time, when dance was still booming, he was one of the main people that wanted to be like, I want to do more so of footwork than do more so of the dance, especially when that WAP and the whip was still around. I feel that. So, to my knowledge, that's when the split commenced. And then there was also a set of other battle clips at that time too. And I'm gonna speak the first set of battle clips. Wolfpack, Tunnel, Gutter Thugs,
2 Cent Mob.
2 Cent Mob, Total Impact, The Firm. Those were the first set of battle clips. And then, you know, also around that time, you know, as you know, BT being from the South suburbs in the 90s would have accepted it. Like, y'all from the suburbs, if y'all not city, y'all gotta move around. So that's what kind of created, you know, doing their own thing in the South suburbs, and then the Cruise House Arrest too, and then the Cruise Total Impact as well too. Those were South suburbs.
Well, House Arrest 2 was still dancing. They were dancing.
They
It
were
wasn't just
dancing.
footwork.
Yeah, they was dancing, they was doing both.
One,
They were doing both.
Yeah.
they were doing both.
They was at,
But I'm just saying, like, as far as like they became the gateway to the South suburbs, like they opened it. You know?
What year was that? What year was that?
Well, House Arrest 2 started in 84-94 because I used to dance with them. So here comes House Arrest 2 that came out August 4, 1994. Shout out House Arrest 2. Then I say like around 95, 96 because Wolfpack started in 96. The first wave, J-Rock, Elmo, Dayon, shout out Dayon, and a couple other people along with the Dungeon. And you know, the Dungeon was never a footwork, it was a spot where people was learning foundational footwork. Nick the man used to come there a few times, a couple of other footwork as well.
So mostly everybody named it came from House of Max. So
Right.
what happened was,
When you get through talking, it's all gonna come back.
So this what happened. So in 97,
Video.
1997.
Now,
so the change and shift in straight footwork versus dancing. So 1997, Ronnie got locked up. Okay.
Yeah.
When Ronnie got locked up, that kind of was
That was the peak though.
that was like the mass of, because you gotta think about it, we were a household name, and then we broke off to start doing other stuff on other markets.
Yeah.
So we wasn't into that world anymore. We went to the adult world more, you know,
with the women like.
what the women like. So we kind of crossed over and went
They
that
didn't
way.
want y'all that competition no more. That's why.
So the biggest competition pretty much moved out the arena. So that's when you see the House Arrest 2s and really starting to get its peak. When we kind of moved out the way, they started to get their peak. So the Ant Brown, he went to UFIU.
Yeah.
They didn't want to let him footwork. They was like, you gotta learn the routine. He was like, no.
I'm gonna say what he told me.
Yeah, so they pulled him out the way. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna sit to the side and focus on what I want to do, which is footwork. So you got the Firm, which all the people from the Firm, they came from House of Matic. So we had a House of Matic South Suburbs.
Right.
And so when that regime ended, they said we're gonna start our own crew because we still want to dance. Because we wasn't doing shows no more. So they was like, we still want to dance, and they didn't have no choreographers. So you gotta think about it. In the dance group world, we had choreographers that was making up the routines. They didn't have no choreographers, so they only could do footwork because wasn't nobody teaching them dance no more. So that's really how the footwork crew started, because wasn't no choreographers there to teach them how to do no routine.
Right.
So that's why they went to footwork. That's how footwork started in cliques, because all they know how to do was solos. Everybody individual get their own solo. So if I can't know how to do a routine, I'm just gonna solo. So that's how the clicks happen.
But
That's how the click
that
works.
same pattern that y'all did, it was born damn near to maybe 2008, 9. Like, even with the solos, you had the ones that wanted to dance, but when they started doing the competition a little bit, because, you know, I got paid the solos with a few other groups for certain competition. They was trying to get me to the point, they was like, well, we get judged off you just doing one routine. It looked like you want to everybody else, and I said, no, I ain't doing it. So a lot of other teams just wanted us, me and Terror Squad, just special guests, like just a solo at their events, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. They paid us, but at the same time, that's what a lot of, even out, like what you said, like I already heard it, but it just popped back up like over and over and over. It was like when they told me like, well, we wanted to branch out because you know we ain't doing dance and all that no more because you know everybody started really.
And the only group that really kept California was House Arrest 2 because they started chapters and they was had groups all over the place. So they were still in the schools and they was used to seeing the performances. So they couldn't just break that regime up. But House Arrest 2, you know, they was only letting a certain amount of people in their group. You got a whole city of people that's like, okay, what we gonna do now? So now you got the other groups starting to happen, you know, that's when Empire and, you know, all these other groups start emerging that still wanted to try to do the dance part. But realistically, those footwork crews started like Nick and them, they come from House of Magic. But once again, we didn't have no choreographers no more. So Nick, the man, and all them, they said, okay, we're going to stay over here with Boo and just footwork.
And then to think about what you said, I remember.
That was 90, 98, 90. It started in 97.
It was,
97 was the year.
What was the question though?
no, I said that was the
But I want to piggyback way because I remember when I was coming up before I started football, I used to see flyers of like dance dance, but I used to say featuring certain battle clips, like you know, pointing up like CMD featuring Lunatics, but Lunatics come from CMD.
Yeah, but it was the same model like they said. So it was ones that wanted the footwork, but it was a lot of people that was with that wanted to dance just to get to the solo point.
Yeah.
So what I wind up was giving groups, and then certain people branched off. So that's why with TS, when we came, we was working out. That for me going back in the day, just what Big Homie and them told me, I was like, I ain't getting no. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting no. It's too many. It's too much going back and forth with women and all this stuff. And the rest of it. We started TS, we only let it 2 girls get in, and then we start. You know what I'm saying, adding girls who actually wanted to footwork. We start teaching people who never footwork at all, who never knew nobody because they never had to be involved in none of the other stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once we realized that we was actually, you know what I'm saying, getting good, we was trying to learn all the history, learn all that stuff, but it was like in the birds, it was like so many people were mad because we didn't get to say so with us and Uptown. Wolfpack didn't like us. You know what I'm saying? The firm didn't really care too much. Triple Phase, they was okay, but they didn't really care. The Panic, no, but everybody was actually at Terror Squad Uptown because we didn't get the A-OK to start the group in the bird and actually be 50, 60 deep, you know what I'm saying? And when you came to Market Fieldhouse, you saw Uptown, which was multiple groups as a brand. We didn't know it was a brand, but it was including Terror Squad, and then you know, like the coalition, like you know, Final Chapter, and it kind of was just like that. But at the same time, there was so many of us. Like when you came to Martin Fieldhouse, we was apart. It'll be 10 here, 10 there, 10 there. But we all on the same point.
Yeah, I was the party.
So when he came here to see us battle, me and DB was just like so bored. We battling each other. The mugs wasn't coming. You couldn't get the good groups to come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Dash try to get Panic and AJ, they only came when C-Bid and them came. So we seen Wolfpack and Rashad came, when C-Bid and one of them came, they only came when they came. So at the time, it was DJ Dash was pretty much our DJ because he threw the parties, you know what I'm saying? Just how like the Chip was the party, Chip was the main DJ, you know what I'm saying? So it was just everything kind of recycled itself, even when we all left.
So when did DJ Malcolm phase out the picture?
A lot of them really.
Marlon was connected.
A lot of them people was in, and I really can't answer that, but I just know a lot of the stuff was deep. A lot of the new DJs that was coming up, they started working together to put their stuff together. That's why I made going to the party. That's how I made Clinton. That's how I made, you know what I'm saying, Rashad. I made certain DJs. I didn't even know Chip mom, best friend with my mom. I didn't even know that for a long time. You know what I'm saying? That's how I started seeing him at little sorority picnics with him and my mama. And I'm like, hey, that's dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, you been trying to be 15. And he was like, oh, I know you like that. Yeah, after a while, yes, we got a little. Yeah, G, yeah.
Give me in this pod.
It was like that. Like when I joined some groups, I never liked their routine. When I joined Main Attraction and Infamous Bang, they just wanted me to solo. That was it. Like I was they solo person. Like, they never let me do no wax or whip or none of that shit. I started doing the whip when I got with Sky's the Limit, but I was too stiff to do it, so I was still solo.
But that's one reason why you should have got in a group like House Madness, because I'm best of both worlds.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So if you was to be in, like, to say you stiff, that's what I'm thinking back.
Yeah,
that's what you said. It's stiff. They wasn't stiff. Like, it was more so like, I wasn't in me just watching, because it wasn't no studios. We ain't had no studios where they teaching classes.
Right.
So what you had to do was you had to go to the party
To watch it.
and just sit on the side, pick what you had, go home, practice, go back the next weekend, do the same thing over again. So you constantly doing the same thing. Just one, still, boom, go back, still, boom, go back. So now that's building you up to the point where now,
There's a lot of that.
yeah. So I wanted to look exactly like the person that I was watching.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of, you know, like, because I know a lot of people say, I wanted to just footwork. I wanted everything. Like, because the reason I wanted everything is because when I saw them and that without even dancing, they walk in a party, bro. It's like, what the, like, everybody is like suited and booty, pelly, starched up, like, bro, I'm talking about like, yo, like, dude, I want to look like this, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything stopped, bro. I kid you not. Every time we saw House Madness, everything, like, oh, we got House Madness in the building. Females, bro. Ain't no dude. The dudes back hating like, damn, these niggas. Like, they here, bro. Like, I didn't even know they was gonna come, bro. Like, now they ready to leave. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm upstairs, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna sit on the side and whatever they do, I'm gonna pick it up
All the
and I'm
fake
gonna learn
dances
it.
get out the way. Everybody
Yeah, I'm gonna learn it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the girls, that's how I feel. And that's one reason why when creation was practicing,
I know I stole all they moves.
we was the one, like, I got it from him because I started seeing him in the party. I never stopped dancing.
Never stop.
So look, when I went to, like, when I was going to the south suburbs, only time I saw people dancing was when tracks came on. And I'm like, what the fuck is they doing? Like, y'all at the whole party, because tracks wasn't even that long back then. Like, you had a little party, and that was it. And they cut it off. But I'm looking at him, I go to Bill 21, look from beat, boom. He danced the whole night. And I'm like, wait, reggae, hip hop, tracks, whatever came on, he was dancing to it. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do that because if I stop dancing, like, for me, I'm like, chicks, they're going to be like, oh, that's how you do it, footwork? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because back then, that's what it was. Like, oh, you can't work hip roll, you can't do none of that.
They were laughing at me like, boy, you can't do that shit. I'm like, hey, turn the tracks on.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me back up with you a bit, bro. I was trying to. Hey, look.
I came out west, y'all was just moving down. I was
Hey, how you gonna say me now? How you gonna say me
only person coming around when the footwork crews and all that evolved. They weren't coming around. I was the only person still coming around, and they used to hate it. Because as soon as I come on the scene, all they girls is gone bye-bye.
I swear to God. This is no lie. This is no lie,
I'm the
bro.
only young person out there with the
Bro,
car. I'm talking about, and they know that I was gonna come bring the pain. They was mad when I used to come to the Dollar Expo, all the places. They was mad because, like he said, the reggae come on is crashing.
Over, bro.
And I'm taking all they girls with me. And I'm giving them
when they 7 came out.
Boy, I didn't got an $800 coat that's gonna stand on. You went to the expo, you gotta know where to put your coat in the corner. Throw it over on the wall, your shit gone.
Like I was saying,
I'm not throwing my shit over there.
dancing was not just a shit on us, boy, just footwork.
I wanna get jumped out of these.
Dancing was everything. Everything. Like he was just saying about how the big woman was like whipping. No, bro, we ain't doing that. No, that whipping shit is what the women love. We couldn't get in front of crowds and just be footworking, but it wouldn't have just been our character. Because we done with, like my brother said, we done what the women like to see. People just didn't like to see footwork. People turn their backs and start walking away. You know, that's real facts. Like, so we grew up to the fact that like Twan come up with our era of doing a bit of everything. Reggae, consider just a dance. We danced off of everything. I don't care if it was reggae. I don't care if it was some different other kind of music. We danced to it because, like Twan said, we came in a mixture of everything we was doing. Even when we started dancing with the different bands, we had to put our dancing to their music. Exactly. We had to put our dancing to their music. That means we had to slow our dancing down a little bit to dance to other culture of music. Yeah. So when you're a dancer, I would just say, now, yeah, y'all get away with it because it's just like about footwork world, but at the same time, you can see yourself a dancer like Twan is a dancer. That means he can go against all walk the life and do what he's doing without question. You're just a footworker. Now you got to stop to the side. When certain music come on, you got to stop to the side, praying on the right tracks. And pray like he just said. Man, tell you to turn on some tracks. You can't tell certain DJs.
But that's what I was getting at. That was the reason why we was in practice. I told them, no, we about to turn these tracks off.
Okay. We
about to footwork to regular music because when we go to these different states and countries, they don't really know. They know now about the music, but then they didn't know. So, but that's what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying, no, y'all the ones that created it, right? Y'all brought it, right? Right. But when it came to footwork and to regular music, we was the ones that did it. No, it was because of him. I was like, yo, if we keep dancing, if we keep footworking to tracks, bro, we ain't gonna go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So we need to, at parties, and I remember this like it was yesterday, at parties, they'll play hip hop, reggae, and we was still footworking. And people was like, what they doing? Like they used to say, what they doing? All the time. Like, hell no. Like, and we used to do this shit every Nitro week. Battle. I don't care. Tracks gonna come on later. We gonna dance. We gonna dance
from Nitro. We gonna dance until the tracks come on. They banned me from Nitro,
I used to
bro.
be fresh as hell.
Listen.
I used to wait here.
on the road.
Let them dance. Let them sneak.
I was on the road. Culpepper. Maurice Ice Culpepper, that's on 102.7. He was my gym teacher at the time. He was the DJ at Nitro, bro. They had the contest, the dance contest. I won like 4 months in a row. Every week they banned me. They said you cannot participate in this anymore. We used to leave Nitro.
They put your picture right there in the window.
They banned me,
They
bro.
put his picture right there in the window where you paid $20 at. Because it was $20 to get in Nitro. Yeah, he couldn't come in. They had his picture, bro, right there.
We used to leave Nitro. Me and my
see this man, he can't come in.
And our first dinner was 7 in the morning. Me and Maurice Ice Culpepper used to sleep in the truck and go to first period class together from Nitro.
Yeah, a lot of us.
The DJ was my first period gym class.
You want in high school, freshman club.
That's history right here.
That's
nice or fast. All facts.
Because I mean,
Damn,
like,
we out south.
don't get me wrong, like I label myself I am Chicago Footwork because it's like so much stuff going on, like how hard we fought for this. Like y'all created it, you feel me? But y'all was nothing, y'all wasn't only footworkers, y'all was straight dancers too. We fought to just be straight footworkers because we was getting laughed about it. Nigga, I got fought. I lost a lot of pussy because of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I got intimidated. I still do to this day. But people give me my flowers, because guess what? I never gave up. You know what I'm saying? Just like y'all didn't leave House-O-Matic. I didn't leave footwork. I stayed here. So we started, House-O-Matic started a movement and it evolved to worldwide. So real quick, let's just talk about how it evolved, like what places it touched throughout the world, and just give a quick synopsis.
Go ahead, cause y'all the one kicked it off, bro.
I was just about to say, actually, Creation kicked it off with the 106 Park. That's what I'm saying. But you talking about worldwide. You talking about the world.
How would it expand across the world?
I think my block was first. My block Chicago was first.
My block came and then they won 106 Park.
MTV, because we did the first one. And then my block Chicago, and then we went back. Yeah, then we went back.
They won 106 Park, bro.
Yeah,
that was the first thing that was like, damn.
Like
my block came after.
My block was next, and then it was after that was the second,
came, and then that's when the second one.
The second, 106 Park.
That was popular back then.
Let me ask this question though. What's the most, out of all y'all being dance, what's the most shocking place that y'all seen and be like, hell no,
Japan.
Wow.
For me, Japan.
Japan.
No, I'm gonna let you talk about the tour.
Yeah. Well, first off, shout out to Lady Soul. You know what I'm saying? Like none of this would be going on without her. She started Footwork Kings, and basically that was a woman that had a vision of us coming together. Because of course, coming from the battle scene, we was always against each other. So Creation, Terror Squad, whoever, it was just everybody just bumping heads. So it took somebody outside the culture to say, you know what, y'all guys can do so much better if y'all work together. So basically, we all came from the west side and the south side and started Footwork Kings with her. Then within that 1 year, that's when we, Verizon Wireless, the Juke phone came out, did the commercial. Missy Elliott, Lose Control, the music video with her. And then on top of that, then you had Rolling Stones magazine. Then you had Red Bull. Then you had then we booked the Madonna tour, and then that's when we started. Me and King Charles, we went around the world teaching Chicago footwork. While we was doing that, then the ones back here, they was doing America's Got Talent and America's Best Dance Crew too. So it was like it was starting to spark in Chicago, where it was like, man, if we start all coming together, it could move even 10 times faster, you know. So once we did a movie too. Yeah, we did. We did the movie. Kel Mitchell, Cedric the Entertainer. Then we went from TV shows, Cedric the Entertainer, Urban Circus. Then the
DVD, the Take Flight DVD.
Take Flight, yeah. The Take Flight DVD was basically like the documentation of when Footwork King started to that 1 year time span on how so much stuff got done within that year. Lucky for us, we did have YouTube and we did have like documentation on that to show the world, to get them in tune on what's been going on in Chicago for over 30 years. So yeah, so when we started doing things like that, that is when we started trying to set up shop in different countries. Whereas even though we was in the country performing with Madonna, we was still trying to get connects in that country. So we was reaching out to the dance studios, going in the hood, you know, like if I'm in Paris, I'm going to the hood, speaking up to the dancers in the ghettos and everything like that. And then we started teaching, and then that's, at the time we had Skype. So back then that was kind of like how you could video talk to somebody, you know, back then. So we were Skyping people, even though we wasn't in that country no more, we could still communicate, video chat.
Okay.
So that's how we was like, hey, we gonna come back. You know, like we may be here right now, listening down into it, but we gonna come back. So we started building these network of people that was really genuine as far as just people that love dance. You know, and like I said, I was going to like the hood, so I was going to where people like they just dance for free. You know, so it was like, all right, these are people that they like us. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, when we got back, you know, one of the connections that we made on tour was in Paris, and that was for this big old tournament. Shout out to my bro Jansen from Wanted. And this was when I was like, what the hell we've been doing in Chicago? So basically, it was this tournament called Just the Boo. And Just the Boo stands for Just Stand. So basically, any dance style that you stand up and do is involved in this tournament. So house, they got popping, locking, hip hop. So first off that, you know what I'm saying, like seeing all these house dances, and nobody from Chicago was like, what?
Right. No,
You know what I'm saying? Like me and Charles, we the only one from Chicago. We be like,
But hold on, let me pause right here. Let me paint the picture of how Just a Boo look.
oh yeah.
Imagine the United Center.
Yeah.
Everybody at the United Center are dancers.
The whole crowd.
And that floor, the court is where they're watching you battle at.
And you're on the
So
tight track.
everybody is dancers. Everybody.
So
in
the
the
whole,
crowd.
all the crowds.
And they just seeing two people or maybe one on two, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they just battling. Like, y'all don't understand, like just walking,
It's like dancing.
get to your seat, and people know you don't even know them, but they know you.
Right.
And they like, yo, you whooped up, you footwork. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I'm talking about, it's like
Because everybody
thousands of
like
people, like, you know what I'm saying? And
amazing.
it's like everybody from
Amazing.
around the world, like everybody from around the world. But that's all I wanted to do.
You're right. Because each dancer that's competing is from different countries. So it's like, it's almost like a preliminaries is basically like, okay, Germany got a tournament going on. You got Italy. At this time, America wasn't even in the tournament. So America, you couldn't even qualify. If you was a dancer in America, you had to fly to like Japan, Italy, Norway. Like you had to fly out the country to be in the tournament. But all the dances they doing is from America. So it's like, what? Like you can't qualify in America. You gotta fly out the country to do an American dance. Like it was, yeah. So it was like when we went there, you know, our first time, we was representing Paris. Like we had to fly and qualify in Paris. So it's like the Chicago Football Kings with the Paris
flag.
sign. Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. But the thing is, at that level, at that time, nobody knew about Chicago footwork except for like a few people from New York, and they were like the judges. One of them was the judge, and some of them was like in the crowd. But the whole other place didn't have no idea. So the two people that we had to go against was like the popular house dancers overseas. So everybody's like, oh, y'all might as well not even compete. You know, they about to kill y'all. So we like, oh, y'all must ain't see Chicago footwork. So you know, so everybody dancing there friendly, and we from Chicago. When we battle, it's a different place. So I'm looking at Charles like, oh, they think it's sweet. Like, okay. Soon as we dance, you can see the judge, like the video on YouTube, you can see the judge eyes open up like, what the hell is it? We hit every beat, footwork. And to the point where like the crowd was like, they was like, footwork king. Like they was just like rocking with it. And ever since then, it was like the next tournament, like it's once a year. The next tournament, they had us like on the billboard, on the trains, because it's a huge like Olympics. So it was like on everything where they had us on the picture for the next year. And it was one of those things where it got a real big respect of, yo, Chicago footwork is here to stay. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, yeah, and then now you can qualify for Just a Boo in America. You gotta go to New York though. But the thing is, America worked so hard between Chicago and New York. We was the only cities really going out there to represent for America. So now we worked hard. So now we got a preliminary where you can qualify for the tournament in New York. You don't have to leave the country to qualify. So you can qualify for this tournament. But now it got to a point where they actually play Chicago footwork music in the thing,
the competition.
And they actually, Charles had he had a section in the tournament where, like how I said, you got whacking, you got the all the different ones. He had one that was like the fastest feet or something. It was called the fastest feet. So any dance style, because again, you got to stand up. So any dance style that had anything to do with a fast feet movement can be in that category. So Chicago footwork, tap dance, whatever. It was just like it was cold, you know what I'm saying? But it was a point where it was just like none of that didn't exist until we kept going there, just kept showing our face. And then we made the way. Then when we moved to LA, we just drove from Chicago. Me, Greg, Charles, we just like, man, you know what? We gotta expand, bro. And we just drove from Chicago straight to LA, moved to North Hollywood, and then we just started footworking in this parking lot at Target. And it was just us three, you know, like just keeping it street. And we couldn't get into no dance studio to teach yet because they were still fresh about, we don't know what this is, you know, like what is footwork? Right. So people started coming to the parking lot to learn. And we started teaching and it started getting bigger and bigger. Then word got to the studio, and shout out to Debbie Reynolds. It's no longer now, but Debbie Reynolds dance studio in LA. They was the first ones to be like, y'all have a home here. You know, we represent, like, y'all can have your own days. Y'all let us know. It was like, cool. So we had our own Chicago footwork class at Debbie Reynolds studio. And then from there, that started building in some of the people that's now internationally doing now. Okay. They started there at LA. And then we went from Millennium, we started doing those dance studio stuff. And then it just started spreading after that everywhere. It like super started spreading. So we started having people from Japan, people from Germany, people from England, South America, Mexico, Canada, India.
So y'all the house of that movement.
We the house.
Yeah, basically,
I kid you not. I said it all the time. I said, we are the house of this generation. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And then
I love to go.
I'm gonna say this one thing too.
They definitely was holding it down.
I'm gonna say this one thing too, man. Shout out to my brother Chaz. Because while we was on the road, one thing that when I was watching and going to all these places, I was like, man, I want everybody to see this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people that never left a 4-block radius. They don't get no passport. They probably never gonna leave the country. How can I have my people back home to see this? And I was like, man, I would love to do something that I could bring the world to Chicago. Like, for all my people that don't got a passport and can't leave, something to inspire them. I want to be able to bring all these countries in one spot. And basically, those that ain't never left the block, they get a chance to meet somebody. And so my bro Chaz, he started the picnic. You know, like while I was gone, he started this picnic where his vision, he just wanted to bring Chicago footworkers together, you know, because it was like divided. And he was starting a picnic, and it was like calling all crews to kick it. And I think the first one was like DJ Spin Crib in his backyard. And then after that, he was like, nah, we're going to just do that our old practice spot at the Lloyd Taylor. And then every year it kept getting bigger. And we just did the last one where you had people from Germany, you had people from UK, Canada, all those places, Japan, all those places, and from all over Chicago, from West Suburbs, all in one spot. So if you're somebody from the West Suburbs, you could network with somebody from Germany. You got your business, you could network. Shout out to Beans from 187. He had this cooking his thing. Yep. And shout out to Crossfire with his mac and cheese. You know, it was just one thing. And big shout outs to like I said, big shout outs to House of Medics, man. Like shout out to my bro Twan. Like he donated, you know what I'm saying, with the Urban Ark. Shout out to Ronnie, my cousin, Hot Rod, you know what I'm saying, Legends Chicken and Fish. They donated. So even though, like, it's just one of those things, like, even though we was doing the event to bring the community together, it goes all the way back to House Semantics and to the first generation, still supporting, still being here, and still keeping it moving. So even though y'all not footworking in the circle, y'all still supporting the culture, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So y'all in the background, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ronnie, like, man, you know, here goes some bars, here goes this, here goes that. And it's like, man, that's a big help on what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was the reason, and that was one of the big reasons why we created the Behind the Name, because we knew it was people from other countries. We talk about y'all, but they can't match a name with the face.
Right.
So we talking to bro, like, bro, should that be cool if we, you know what I'm saying, make a little podcast or something, you know what I'm saying, and have different OGs to, like, or not even OGs, just somebody that's part of the culture to, you know, tell their story. You know what I'm saying? And now, like, people, they look forward to it. Like, yo, like, I looked at, you know, the Twins episode. I didn't know this happened. And we still learning, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when they was on, I'm like,
I just want to see somebody from out west when to talk shit to
you know what I'm saying?
That's all I
How
want to
can
see.
they?
I'm just in the background. I'm just in the background.
But that was one of the reasons why we created this. But like I said, like we not
To a whole lot of people.
and also too, when we go to these, and I tell people all the time, because we always get the backlash, like, oh, well, y'all out here, y'all doing da da da. We ain't holding this for us. Anybody can go to Japan right now. If you can go to Japan right now, all we have to do is place a call and be like, yo, the Twins coming to Japan, da da da, they need a place to stay. They're gonna give y'all a place to stay.
Yep.
Any country we hit, anybody from the culture can go there, and they looked out. They ain't gotta. Oh yeah, are they part of the culture? Get them some classes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Get them a place to stay. Yo, look out for them. Translator, all that. You got it.
That was
You know what I'm saying?
point.
That was the point. But people they did not see that. People wasn't seeing it at first. They're like, oh, y'all on some commercial, what up? Okay, whatever.
They see the big picture.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you'll see what's going on.
Yeah,
You know
y'all just doing them concerts, y'all commercial. Opening up doors.
We opening up doors.
Opening up doors.
That's hilarious. He's like the first. He went.
LA, close now,
LA.
New York.
Okay.
That's all that's going on.
Japan, it happened. Colorado, it happened. You know, I still got that same treatment. They somewhere to go, a place to stay. Most time I ain't even have to pay for the hotel. It was a free stay at their crib.
That's what we
Stay the
did.
night. I ain't paying
So
for
that's
that.
All for the love of the thing.
All for
I love the
culture.
culture. I went to LA 420 and then they was telling me like, next time you come out here, you need somewhere to stay. We got you, know. Like, well, if I need y'all for shit, I already, you know.
I mean, it's you know what I'm saying? It's available. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we talked about the past, the present. You know what I'm saying? So let's go into the future. You know what I'm saying? Where do y'all see Chicago Forward in the next 5-10 years?
Oh, you don't want it, man.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not gonna speak on that.
I was about to say, I guess so, but I'm looking at it.
Stuff change every day, so I mean, I can't wait to see it. I mean, I would really love to see where it's going, because if it's just footwork without the dance, I mean, I would love to see how far it's gonna go. I mean, it's evolving right now, so maybe it'll involve something that's trend setting, like that's gonna be a big thing. And if y'all can just, you know, keep it with the footwork world, keep it away from the dance world right now, because dance have totally changed for us, the dance world. So if y'all can keep that separated, then I love to see how far footwork goes. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I just hope that don't change. I mean, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
5 to 10 years.
Well, I'm just saying this. 5 years now, and I visualize this all the time. Because I listen to footwork music all day, every day. I see us rich. We already rich. But I see like us getting Grammys, y'all getting Grammys, all us getting Grammys right now. That's my 5 years looking towards it. Like we looking like smack now. If we call y'all out, we pay y'all to come do whatever we need y'all to do. So that's how I look at it.
Go ahead.
Nah, that was 4 million right there, man. 90% gonna be another race, man. It ain't gonna be our shit because we allow too much bullshit. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Mugs came here just talk for that in Chicago, without Chicago.
But hold on, wait.
Wait,
Hold on, wait. Wait.
I did.
No, wait. No, let me, hold on.
Chicago.
Hold on, wait. Because I've been preaching, hold on. I've been preaching this. Hold on. I've been preaching this for the longest, for years. You have people that's unprofessional.
Teaching in Chicago
That's unprofessional, bro. Hold on. Because look, people was getting opportunities, but didn't take the opportunities. Everybody get the opportunity. It's 24 hours in a day. It's been plenty of times, me by myself, told people it's an event or this is what's going on, and they never show up. They never show up, or they show up and they show up late. How many people that's right now got an LLC or got their business intact right now that's fucking in this culture? Nobody. It's only probably a couple of us, a few. So I'm speaking them individuals that came in that learned, they was gonna learn regardless. You know why? Because of social media. They was gonna learn regardless. So if they was gonna either get it from us or they was gonna get it from YouTube, and they was gonna do the same shit, they was gonna teach it without us or with us. They was gonna do it. I'd rather for you to teach it with us. Because if you don't teach it, bro, it's people that we don't even know.
They wasn't gonna teach it yet, bro.
No, they ain't got to.
I'm just
Just
saying,
hold on. That's no.
That's my speaking. You have the coach that came from at 5 years.
But look,
it's gonna be gone because
it's not gonna be gone. It's not gonna be gone because you got.
It's not every August. Then we gonna throw.
No, it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be gone because you got to look at the bigger picture, bro. It's bigger than Chicago. That's the problem now. That's the problem what we had. It's bigger than Chicago. We don't get no money. I don't get. If I go to Japan, guess what? I get bread in Japan. If I do the same stuff I'm doing in Japan here, bro, I would not get shit.
Yeah, that's your passion.
But no, listen to what I'm saying to you. It's a business at the end of the day. It's a business at the end of the day. You can't.
We all been marketed.
Exactly. We was doing.
Everything got rules. Everything got rules.
Bro, we was doing
how to do it, right? Don't none of them know nothing about until they did this about. What you think about you,
bro?
But nobody go come and invite y'all to the class to see her teach.
But who would if I'm coming to you and say, all right, bro, I want you to teach, right? And you say, yeah, I teach.
You know what?
I
was a part of the move.
Right. No, check it out.
I'm just
Check
saying.
it out.
It's gonna be an A-OK from someone that comes and allow it to happen until everybody be like, look, bro, it's fine to come. You learned 2 years, now you're here teaching in Chicago.
If I
ask them, I'll say, hey, let me someone here special Chicago, some of the people that you know who. That's like you hoop. You look like you telling me you learn how to hoop by watching LeBron. You ain't gonna say Magic, no Jordan, no nothing. Ain't no history really being taught. Ain't no.
But if somebody giving you,
I'm just telling you when I had conversations, they say I don't know about none of this. All I know is about Marco. All I know is about somebody told me.
We're talking about these individuals coming to Chicago to teach. The reason why they're coming to Chicago to teach is because
I'm just speaking on that.
we're not.
You said 5 years, bro. I'm just saying this is how it allows for somebody else to come and say.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
You're right. You're entitled to your opinion. But what I'm saying is, you said that these individuals going to take.
I'm not saying it. You know why am I saying it? With shit like that, a lot of people that want to do something, get encouragement, and don't get the call, they want to do something, they see shit like that, they already quit. They be like, oh, I know I ain't getting shit, man. You feel what I'm saying? And I talk to everybody, they be like, I can't teach no class. I know I ain't gonna teach. You know why? It ain't because they don't want to work. There's a lot of other brothers that don't want to work. They don't know where to come from.
I got a solution to that. And I preach this all the time. The Urban Ark was put together as a safe haven for everybody in the community to come to teach a class. I don't charge nobody nothing.
Who reached out to
you? You can come here, the facility on 190, and teach a class for free. I don't charge nobody nothing. And I agree to train people on how to properly teach a class.
After we just had this panel, watch how many more folks speak up and say,
I will show you how to properly teach a class. I will even set your business up for the free. I've been preaching this since I started.
Thank you. You've been saying this for how long?
So you can get all the resources if you call me or text me.
I was there.
So who?
The whole thing kind of saying,
Nobody reaching out.
nobody reaching out.
But then that, and
They have resources, right?
not you. Take you out of the equation.
No, what I'm saying, when we had these conversations, we was in private.
Yeah.
6 deep. We was talking with no cameras, no nothing.
Right.
Now, watch how many people say, help me now.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You ask the question, why you be in 5 minutes because we never put
saying when people know the resources.
They don't know. They never knew. We already say, hey, tell your people. But a lot of us that was in that meeting already established. J-Ron, you, me. We already helping our camps first, right? It was never no platform. Hey, any of y'all really want to know, right? To come to these meetings or ask questions how to. It was never this at all. This is the first time we ever really had these conversations that we had private in person.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
So now you want to see a lot of people.
But no. Look, I can't agree with that, bro. Because we've been. This is the 97th episode. We've been talking about the same stuff.
You can
the
say that
whole
all time. You can say that.
We've
But
been
the whole
talking
time
about
that is, the whole time is when they see a lot of people going to adapt to familiar faces that they know on their own. Bro, you see, they don't really know about bro. I'm just saying, they get a lot of war zone niggas and the PG ass niggas. They don't know who he is, bro. So when he came over there, boys gonna be like, oh, here's another old here talking. They ain't got to do with me. I don't know him, right? Exactly. They don't know. But when all us up here talking, showing them respect, they gonna be listening. Like, hey, there's gonna be people calling West Side. They gonna not saying who. The words gonna get around. It's gonna be more together and more conversations for it to grow. That's all I'm saying. You ask, without these conversations, where we'll be in 5 years? And I'm telling you, because they gonna sit back and watch this and be humble and take notes. Black motherfuckers never like they never knew the resources, right? They like they don't know. But a lot of people that came to the classes, y'all was teaching them direct. All the people that want to do this, you know what they doing? You know what they doing? They'll sit around and go teach in the backyard or a basement or something like that. You know what? I was them. Because I was teaching them my grandma's basement until I figured out how to do it with the resources, and then I started moving a certain way because I started getting help.
And that's what I'm saying.
I'm just having a conversation on where it's gonna go.
Right. So we are ambassadors. So when you having them private conversations, you can say, well, we talk to Twan, or this, I can provide you the resources. So we got to start delegating so we can make sure that the word get around so everybody can get help.
Can I say this, man? It's not the fact that people everyone has to do. It's the fact do y'all
want to do exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Do y'all
Do you want it?
They don't.
Because a lot of them.
But they might go for AG Booty and J-Ron.
That's the you know what? Because more see that I did what I did, and I made it a sense, but I'm still be around. I still kick some boys to call me. They feel like they're not embarrassed, don't ask them or whatever. The mothers feel like everybody, oh, well, they don't be here. I can't call them. I'm too embarrassed to woo-woo. But I'm just saying, too, if the door is open, not from me, from everybody, what we just really told everybody, this how you contact, bro. Hit me on a DM or ask me as a man or what you want to do. You're going to see change. I just gave him an answer where I just say, after the picnic, when me ready to play my tracks for Corey, I'm listening to the crowd, because I didn't dance. So I was listening to the booze on the tracks, the playing, all that shit, the whole night, the party going on. Okay, I'm listening to what everybody said. I'm listening to what everybody been saying, right? So all I'm saying is what they've been saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying everybody like, man, I just come to the picnic, man, because that's the only thing I know gonna bust the culture. Woo, it's gone, man. And the different races and woo. Bro, shut up, right? Well, I'm just telling you what they say.
Watch out.
I'm just speaking out there. You want honest question?
No, I get no.
It's gonna keep going, and there's gonna be outnumbered people that's gonna want to learn what we're doing. But everybody's so fucking stuck here, like you said, they don't want to learn, don't want to ask someone nothing until get ran over.
Now you want to say
you the answer.
Now you lost. But that's just like for
10%.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's gonna be 10%. That's gonna be still moving, same one for the other 90.
But we can't.
Everybody else.
But look, and this is what I've learned. You can't do this ain't nobody gonna grab your hand. Yeah, ain't no hand. You know what I'm saying? So if, look what you just did. You just made TS a company. You, J-Ron, just have it created
A non-for-profit.
a Twan made his business nonprofit. I just made my brand. Individuals. We got a whole culture that these individuals do not do the same thing. Their mindset, they frontal lobe ain't developed.
But you got to understand, but every
So,
ain't for everybody.
Everybody, and I was getting that too. Everything is not for everybody.
You can't take
So,
everybody with you.
so you a
Everybody
leader,
ain't
you a leader, I'm a leader. We got leaders up here. So they gonna follow suit of what we do.
Bro,
What we
just
say.
and when you think about this scripture, bro, it said many are called, but only few are chosen.
Yeah.
Bro, this scripture,
Yeah.
that's the Bible, bro. Everybody can't go with you. It's a destined fruit that's gonna make it, bro. There's a lot of us ain't gonna let them fall to the wayside because they ain't trying. They don't think they're good enough. But they are. They just ain't gonna give it a try.
Bro,
That's just what it is. So let's just understand, and I understand where the panel coming from. They speak hard, they rock.
But I think the main part why I wrote that is because a lot of y'all
we not
have
gonna
the
allow it.
mentality of not gonna, oh, my watch, it ain't fault.
Ain't
No, we never
You know
said
what I'm
that.
saying? Oh, I'm saying what I just said about.
No, but I get what he's, I get what AG
He's
said.
saying
I get
that.
what he's saying.
So he's saying
I'm not saying
that
we not
90%
right.
here,
I'm
80%
saying
everywhere
right.
else, but he's saying
Everywhere
about
else,
the money,
that's
everywhere
where it's not
else.
gonna go.
This one I'm
There's
gonna
gonna be
say.
10% that's trying to make it work.
Think about it this
Moving
way.
somewhere else.
They not dancing no more, but they keeping the name alive. So you gotta think like this. We got people that's working everywhere in the world now. Everywhere now. Not only are they learning Creation Global, they learning my stuff, they learning AG stuff, they learning Crystal, they learning Sub and everybody, they learning more now. So I listen to what AG saying, I'm taking it and listening to what he really likes saying, because I looked at it that way at a year, but I'm speaking something into existence because I want to see it this way. I want to see it this way. I don't care about how nobody else feel about it. I know how I feel about this.
Okay.
So AG basically saying like we got way more people overseas footworking than we got in our own little circle. Chicago is a small circle. The footwork world is a small circle, and a lot of us not together. We might, we up here together right now. We're not together like that. We don't call each other about no fucking business. We ain't call nobody. The money not staying in the circle with us. Look what bro was doing. I support his shit to the fullest. I support AG shit to the fullest. I support his shit. When Twan called me, even though he be trying to pay me, what do I say to you, big bro? I say, I don't care about the money. I just want to come because this is what I love to do. This is my passion. So I respect what my brother AG said, because he's looking at it like, damn, if we don't come together right now in these next 5 years, Japan taking it over.
Because
straight like that.
Heard what you just said. You not all about the money, but that's what might be. That's what's gonna change what you guys want. Because you're not. A lot of people are.
Well, it's gonna be like when it's time to do all these, everybody affiliated and all shit. That shit can be big.
A lot of people
I'm always being real because the people that need to be going telling their history of recruiting and moving, because it shouldn't be that I'm taking the shorties home squad. Y'all taking all the shorties. You know what I'm saying? And people picking up shorties, but it's like I got shorties that like other groups, and I was like, oh, they were like, why they ain't doing that? Like, I'm gonna give them to them over there. They ain't doing shit. So it's like I'm supposed to call them like I got 5 shorties for you, and then I just let them 5 shorties down. I call people when I have big people talk. Hey, that event today, yeah, I'm gonna have something.
It was so hard. It was so hard to get in dance groups. It was so hard to get in footwork groups back then. Like to hear Terror Squad and you sitting and watching them. They weren't gonna let anybody in. Creation didn't let anybody in. Havoc didn't let anybody in. Y'all didn't let anybody in.
You know what? I knew they wasn't gonna be.
Nowadays, people just, it ain't that many groups out here. Like the only groups you hear, and I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm from out west. I'm gonna keep saying that shit, but the only groups is South Side right now. The footwork world. It's only South Side. It's no more really West Side. Like me and
Steph's
Steph,
trying.
me and Steph is trying to our hardest. We got that House of Works, but hey, you know, a lot of people stopped. A lot of people went to the streets. A lot of people stopped dancing. A lot of people stopped caring about it because a lot of people got this in their head. The money situation. It was always like, if you ask anybody right now from the age 40 on to like 22 years old why they don't dance no more, the first thing they're gonna say out their mouth is it didn't put no money in my pocket.
Listen, I need to say, that's what fucked our culture up.
Yeah.
Money. I'm sorry.
I just got to tell you what I'm saying. That's why I say you shouldn't pay you places because you're not worried about money.
Oh, and I gotta say this
Everybody else
too.
do be worried. That's what
Yeah,
they
But I don't get no
The
fucking
world right now.
look, I don't get no fucking
It's
get
not,
mad.
it's not about that.
It's
It's not about money.
Y'all.
I did a free.
Ripping, boy.
I did a
Y'all don't think it ain't about no money, boy. It's money out
money
here.
out there.
It is.
But it ain't about that.
But that's
It ain't
what
about that.
you get to that point. The money.
You get that.
But you smart enough.
You
Bro,
get to
that's
that
all.
point.
Look, the business out there, bro.
And this is what I'm telling you, where you smart enough, because you live a real life. A lot of our brothers don't realize that 45, they fuck they shit up with no 4, with no real structure. They can't do shit with their life, bro. You can't buy a car and tell niggas still work and still hustle your passion. When you cut off with this dance, at 45, it's gonna be a lot to try to catch up with, my nigga. You're gonna be trying to get a lot of kids college. They will look at what your work history. You can't get shit with your work. You can't buy real. You can't buy shit.
We started y'all started this. Y'all gotta think about this. When y'all started this as kids. We're talking about adults. When you talk about some ain't about money, what? Everybody got pretty much up here got kids.
No, we're saying that.
No, I didn't say that.
We're saying that, no.
I said the money ain't the issue.
The money ain't
The money ain't the issue.
I said, you getting worried. That'd be the first thing they worry about.
You call me tomorrow and let me do a free event, I guarantee you.
But
You doing that free event, somebody gonna see me.
But that's
in that event.
no.
Call me
But
and
that's
send me
different.
$1,000 to come perform.
That's different. Listen, that's different. You talking about relationship versus business. We have a relationship. So I got a relationship with my brother. So if he tell me to do something, I really don't need it, bro. What you need? That's a relationship.
That's right.
If it's somebody that I don't know, it's business.
It's business.
So if I'm doing a show or if I'm teaching a class, I'm getting paid. If it's something for you, it can be free. So that's when we gotta separate.
Draw the line.
You talking about, oh, it ain't about money. Yes, the fuck it is. If I know that you know I can do an hour show, if we get an hour show of every footwork, you know how much money we can make? If we tell them, oh, don't worry about it, we'll do it for free. Guess who's gonna get paid? They gonna get paid. Not you, they gonna get paid.
Even if you don't.
Even if you don't. So I'm about to say, no, I'm gonna do this for you. Crazy. I'm not doing it. I'm too talented. You know what I'm saying? When they watch us, bro, they watch us dance to 160 beats per minute, bro. A lot of people can't even do it.
I'm doing fine shit.
So you think I'm about to get this for free?
The same way y'all start with passion.
No.
I was saying,
That's
giving
what
it
I'm
for
saying.
free.
I'm not knocking. Y'all getting paid.
It's not the issue.
What I'm saying
The
is,
issue, especially if we gotta, like you said,
It was
if you got
passion.
you with somebody you know.
I've been
you don't know.
I've been recording this culture for 15 years. I never got paid off a dime, never asked for it until naturally people came to me like, hey, bro, I'm paid this, that, and the third. But it started with passion first. I was passionate for this shit before I got paid.
Exactly.
So
But it's no different than
It's
everything.
no
You look at
different.
sports, bro, it's the same way.
Same thing.
You fall in love with basketball as a kid, not because you get paid, because you love it in the neighborhood.
And
You go to
but-
school and so forth. Then,
But I'm just saying, like, in terms of like, in the right
wanna get rewarded.
Yeah, in the right way, where it's like, look, I'm not demanding, I'm demanding by showing what I can do and by displaying what I can do. So when people tell me I deserve this and that, I'm like, look, man, I understand all that, but I already reap my rewards, reap my benefits just by displaying of who I am and what I stand for, what I do. At the end of the day, and ain't nobody have to tell me shit. Period.
But what AG was saying, I agree. You know what I'm saying? With, if we allow that to happen, which no, and if we allow it to happen, it is gonna happen. We just gotta sit
You gotta
here
say, you gotta
face the
right,
facts,
put it out there.
because
Right.
that's what's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? But we have to be able to protect it, you know what I'm saying, ourselves, you know what I mean, by being that leader that what everybody look up to, because a lot of people get the opportunity, but they don't execute the opportunity. Like, you get, oh yeah, you can teach da. Oh, okay. Don't show. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying.
Let me on that. Let me add on that. Another problem this coach has is a lack of consistency. Every time for something that starts, I encourage the shit that Steph did, what you're doing, anybody that's like, bro, stay consistent.
Economics is everything. So we have to understand that first. So we're black people, okay? We come from poverty, okay? So economics is everything. Let's start there. So, you know, what we have to do and be responsible is show how economics can change our culture. So we have to put things in place. So once again, that's the whole reason why I put the Urban Ark together, so we can provide resources for the culture. So if you don't understand about credit, come to the Ark so we can teach you about credit. If you don't understand how to save, come to the Ark so we can teach you how to save. If you don't know how to put a business together, come to the Ark so we can show you how to do business. So in return, your passion can really be your passion, and you can create revenue outside of this, but then you can also turn your passion into a business and you're not dependent on it. So it's all about economics and the mindset. So we got to understand how things work in the order of operation so we can work together as a unit. Now, if we all came together as a unit, we can change and turn history instantly.
Yeah.
But everybody got their own situation. So we got to put something in place to be able to say, okay, I need you to do this part and not worry about coming up with your rent this month because we got this grant money to cover your rent. Like, we have to put resources in place to be able to do that. But we got to understand it's a mindset that we got to change as a culture. Now, should it be the opposite way? It should. And the reason that it was changed for us is because we had people in our lives that stood on top of us, that demanded certain things out of us, and we couldn't just do anything that we wanted to. That doesn't exist right now. So now they all over the place because there's no structure. So us as being leaders have to put structure in place if we want it to go a certain type of way. So that's just what it is.
Stop complaining and put the structure down.
Well,
Cause right now,
I'm still
my
gonna put in
my daughter dance, but right now to watch a lot of people dancing, it appears like it's just a hustle. And I'm saying this because, like I said, I'm younger than Broman, but I watched the format. I watched the love, the passion, and right now it's you know, if you look at a lot of them that exist, it's not there. Kids doing some things, but they not getting the all around dancing like you're talking about, the full circle, the full arsenal of being able to dance up against anybody. Because you know how to, like you said, roll, or because you know how to footwork and everything that come with it. You're not a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these dance people are giving out a couple of moves and that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
But that's
it.
That's part
You know what I'm saying? So again, it's a hustle. It's not the real deal. You didn't get into it for the love of making sure a child can mimic and see everything that you did.
This one fucked us up right here. This one fucked us up right here. Cause when twin them grew up and they fucked me up at a party, I had to wait till next week to find these two motherfuckers. And I was on their ass. Me and my homies. Oh yeah, hey, them niggas coming, twin them coming. Just know they coming. Oh girl, them said they coming.
Oh girl, them.
Cuz fuck with one of the twins. She said he coming. She was just at his house. He said he we lacing up the shoes.
Let's go back. Let's go back into the 5 years. So AG basically was saying that you know what I mean, the whole dynamic far as, you know what I'm saying, overseas and the local Chicago, you know what I'm saying, footworkers, you know what I mean, it's pretty much every year is pretty much going to get bigger and bigger on that side, and it's going to get lesser and lesser in Chicago, which I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree. You know what I mean? I agree with that. So, Cross, your 5 years. What do you think Chicago Ford will be in 5 years?
Let me hear you, cuz.
Ask me, son.
Come on.
Speaking from the heart.
Yeah. Always do.
Come on, AG. He said it what it is. So you gotta do the same thing, bro. Don't sugarcoat it.
man.
I ain't sugarcoat my shit.
Yeah, he sugarcoat it.
Fuck you mean?
As much as I want to say that in 5 years it could be better, I just feel like, it could be better if, the hidden agendas is let go, because I've seen that a lot. I'm not gonna speak too much on that, because that's what tears the culture down, and that hurts amongst each other. And then, as I said before, I understand that, we all gotta make money because, we getting older and not getting no younger and stuff like that. But always remember it's passion first before anything, because regardless of it, because people can see the passion of what you do, and you're gonna get paid for that just because of your passion for what you love to do. And I've seen that from a lot of people that's talented and gifted and get paid numerous of money just for the people seeing for what they're passionate or what they love to do. That's a fact. I'm a living proof of that. It just goes as each and every one of y'all. Even if y'all had your first taste of y'all success or whatever y'all achieve in this dance or in life, period. So I like to say within 5 years, man, I just want to see people just learn from their mistakes, learn the downfalls that we all have dealt with, so we don't have to deal with the 90% getting built overseas. Y'all have the resources, y'all have the people, y'all got the right people to interact with. It's like I said before about the whole, we say we're friends, but are we really family? Do we act like we're family?
Facts.
Do we really call each other and really tell each other how we really feel or how we're really doing, or really tell how we feel to settle our differences or whatever issues we may have had in the past, so we can move forward to bigger and better things and look at the big picture? I'm like, people are full of too much pride and ego, and I've seen that a lot in this culture for so long. I'm like, bro, that's our downfall. Y'all don't even know it. That's why this culture is so segregated as of right now. It's the house, in my opinion. I don't care what no one says. I don't see what I see. So, within seeing that, it could be better. I'm tired of that temporary gathering. It's like, bro, we gotta make this regular. It's like the world can see us, like we can really be a unit. For every time that we can make something happen, it's no questions asked. It's a said and done deal to where it's like, hey man, these people is holding it together. Like, hey, real frontliners. We set the tone of what we got going on and lead by example of what we could show to the world. But showing it from certain individuals like Blue Dilla, Jerron, Weezer, just certain people, that's one thing. But it's like, out of how many people in this culture in Chicago? How many footworks in Chicago? How many dance groups in Chicago? How many?
I really want to see footwork get like the owl style battles, like how they come together, sniping them, sponsoring them, and all that shit. Niggas from Ohio. I just went to an event, and Paul Eddie was a judge there, so we did our little solo and shit. But it was just me just looking on the outside, like, damn, I wish footwork was like this.
Yeah, that's another thing. Instead of saying I wish,
do it, man.
Do it.
Listen, stop, please. Can we stop saying it's events out? Listen, it's events out here. We got a person that throw events. Majority of all the time, that's AG. AG throw his events. His Terror Dome events, he throw them. He put certain situations where people are blindfolded, they straight jackets, all type of different things. You know what I'm saying? He tell them to come out. That should be packed.
They don't.
They don't.
Right, so, that's what I'm saying, let's stop, listen,
listen, what I'm
those
saying,
people that want to do it.
At the end of the
You know what I'm
day,
saying? The people that's
look,
doing it, go to them.
it solely relies on you. It solely relies on each and every individual if they want it. If they don't want it, we gonna have to beat the point.
gotta
Like, hey,
we
we
gotta
can't take
support
everyone with us, man.
We gotta support each other, but don't, go fast.
Jay, you just skipped you out. All right.
I'm saying basically the same thing.
I wanna hear you.
No, I want to go to J-Rock.
I wanna hear you.
No, but my five, okay, since you want to hear, my 5 years, I will most definitely want to see unity.
Okay.
If we unify, 5 years will be perfect. I'm talking about us going on tour, just like what me and Twanton be talking about. Us going on tour with Chicago Ford.
Like L1.
And look, I'm not talking about just battles. I'm not talking about just battles. I'm talking about battles, performances, and I'm talking about theatrical performances. I'm talking about we on, like, it's a concert. We on each month, we on flyers, like they coming to our city. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And everybody can play their role. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can have their own set. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we stay unified, we can do any and everything. You know what I'm saying? So the 5 years, I feel like the people here, I can't speak on nobody else that's outside of it. The people here, if we stay connected and we go at one unit, we can make some stuff happen.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? We can make some stuff happen. Us, like, because basically if like I said, if AG, he's doing his thing, me and Jay is always support. You know what I'm saying? I call, bro, you going to AG shit? Ooh, if he can't go, I'm still going. I'm just saying, what time you going? You know what I'm saying? But we always gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? I know for me, I'm gonna show up. Me and bro done talked to me and AG talked about it. Like, man, trying to get people. I don't hold hands no more. So I'm not about to ask it. Look, I'm gonna put it in the group chat. Hey, this is what's going on this weekend.
Please include me.
You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on. This is what's going on this weekend. And me and bro done talked. And he told me like why motherfuckers ain't showing up, And I'm telling bro, listen, I can't. I put it in the group.
Everybody see it.
They see it. It's not my job to have them come. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I can only account for me. I can't account for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's and even I started noticing too in these groups that we have. In the group, it's animosity in your own group that people don't even know about.
That's always gonna be there.
You know what I'm saying? But no, right. But at the same time, when I was trying to me and bro, I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to sit on him, but me and him, I'm talking. There's a lot of times you tell people, you know, they ain't gonna come anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still getting a benefit of the doubt as supposed to. You know what I'm saying? To support. You know what I'm saying? So if we move in one unit, we'll be all right.
Let me say this, and I'm glad you said this, and I forgot to mention. A few years ago, I did this thing called Lab Session that I created. I didn't care. At first, I ain't gonna lie, I got a little agitated, but then quickly I was like, you know what? The people who normally came, I call them my regulars. I was just happy with them just coming. I'm like, I don't give a fuck who comes. Whoever comes. If it's just 3 people that come to my lab, we still have them. And I remember there was a few lab sessions where I even announced it a week. I did my own promotion on that own event in my crib just to give it a safe haven, like, bro, just dance. Just come through, enjoy some dance. My own promotion.
I was there when it was only 50 questions.
You up?
I'm gonna just say this, 5 years from now, it all depends on what we do today. And, it's one, we're coming together, unity, a lot can be accomplished. We already established that. Alphamatics has established that for working TS, Creation, Havoc. Anybody that came together, they've been able to move mountains. If you look at consistency with that, I'm gonna use the Havoc Picnic. The Havoc Picnic, that was like, man, probably 2013. Like 13.
Cause I didn't come to 15.
No, I know. It was like 2013, 2012. That was when they like first started. Before that, since I was in the culture in 2002, I ain't never had nothing like that. Nothing like that even existed. Like a big old picnic where everybody, no matter if it was an opposite team or crew, all coming
But
together.
y'all was doing that, AG, right? Y'all was invited there, but I know they was doing it.
Yeah, we was having a
They-
day.
yeah.
The first one we did was my mom's house.
Yep.
I know we want to start having at my mom's crib. My mom's like, how many people we want to get? But at the time, it was like, how do I get it out to everybody? And I didn't really want to invite. Like, so I threw a couple of events last time for everybody, and then after TS, we got some boppers with hoods, neighborhoods. They were just coming like, yeah, these chicks told us about it. And I'm like, bro, y'all need to dance. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then that's when they came to the point, they was like, I was some footworkers, and then, yeah, we had to show we just ain't no forward, you know what I'm saying? But, and then that's why I started choosing locations. Like, even when I knew how it would just get, it went from doing fast speed to slow down. That's why this shit I did at my house.
Oh, I'm saying, was it for like, I'm talking about like for kids and parents, like grandma?
No.
That's
It started out not with kids. Like y'all, I could say like it was like private. Like I noticed this year with y'all, had like a lot of elderly out there. It was a lot of
That's what
watch. It was like people, grandmas, they was
yeah,
like,
I ain't talking about
just the chairs, they was chilling down watching the battles. I mean, it was great. Like at dumb times, it was just like, hey, footwork here, gonna be drinking, kicking, talking girls, eating, lead kids. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a few.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
you know what I'm saying? But like,
it wasn't none. It was
Nah, it
none
took
that
off.
I bring
It took
my
off.
grandma to. It was none that I could bring my like kids. Like you can bring kids to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like that space. You know what I'm saying? Like half the time it was stuff that people was getting dropped off at the parties and their parents ain't even have no idea, or the music. You know what I'm saying? Where just to be able to create something that wasn't there. So with me saying all of that is, if that didn't exist, you know what I'm saying, and some people probably ain't see the vision of that, it was about, as long as one person saw the vision and they created it, then everybody else may see the vision later on. Maybe you may come aboard later on, but in the beginning, it wasn't what we all experienced just recently. So I feel that 5 years from now, what we create, the seeds that we plant right now, the spirit gonna be there regardless. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's 10 people, whether it's one person, that ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter about a person's ego, regardless. Those that move through passion will unite. So it's gonna be one of those things that it's gonna be those seeds that we plant in our students and ourselves, and what we water, that's what we're gonna create in the future. And I feel that Chicago footwork right now, like where it's going right now, is gonna be going way past even stuff that even us at this table may not even be able to even see. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, like even what we doing right now, you know what I'm saying? Like in this moment right now is beyond y'all vision when y'all was doing it back then. Like y'all didn't even have like Zoom and video chat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we did, you know what I'm saying? Going with what's going on with in the culture and what's going on in the world, technology-wise, it's going to be stuff that's going to be spreading on a global scale. People now around the world is doing Chicago footwork. They're going to have ideas that's going to incorporate. I mean, you got people that's going to be, it's people that's into the culture that don't dance, but yet they may be masters and focusing on in technology, where they may actually be working on stuff like, you got like holographic technology and stuff right now. So it's people that's really creating like these platforms where you physically ain't even dancing no more. You ain't even physically even got to be there. Like you can really teach a footwork class not physically being there through a hologram. Or for those that learn off of Zoom, you're not physically in that country, but yet when I do a Zoom class or CFology, we got people from India, Japan, all over Chicago and different places around the world in one spot, just on the screen, and you in the comfort of your own home teaching Chicago footwork. Not even saying to the point where that's just us doing a live class. Now, for the simple fact that you got classes that's also recorded, so it's pre-recorded classes where people are still taking classes and you doing something else. So that's just where we at today. And me speaking about the future is you got to also understand whereas technology is advancing. You got NFCs, you got all this stuff. Like people are actually creating a digital world. So Chicago footwork, it is. I literally was on. I think that was like 2 episodes ago when we was on Behind the Name, and somebody was in the comment was like, yo, can you DJ at my club? Can you DJ at my club? We was on Behind the Name. I'm in the comment. Dude was like, I don't know who he was from. Some place. It was like, it was some. We had a DJ on there, and they was like, can you DJ at the club? He kept saying it, and then somebody was like, what club? He was like, I bought space and I got a club. It's in the digital, like it's in the metaverse. So people already reaching out for Chicago DJs and Chicago footworkers to participate in the metaverse, which is something that we have no full awareness of in this moment, but the culture is already going to be shifting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's shifting to a point where you in this present time have no idea, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when this say like Chicago footwork, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole virtual reality where people are investing their life, you know what I'm saying, into these things where to us we'll be like, but 5 years from now, this stuff is already in motion now. You know what I'm saying? Just we don't know too much about it, but 5 years from now, that's gonna be the it. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin, all of that. So
I just hope that we don't lose where we started. You know, we started as like the whole footwork and the dance era to other people, other nationalities. You know, I know that now that they already caught on to what we've been doing for years, and now it's just like once you get out of and beyond our control, what do we do then? You know, like the Chinese and Japanese people and everybody else that's learning the culture, once they start doing our dances and start, you know, I just seen it. And it looked good too. I seen it. I'm like, wow, like man, I was totally blown by it. You know, I was watching some stuff on Facebook one time and I seen it. I'm like, man, wow, like
They tagged you with it, didn't they?
yeah, like like I just hope that like all that everybody's been doing, I just hope that it remains that we all were the culture and where it came from. And I hope that can't nobody else ever take the credit, like, you know, the country ever take credit for what we've done.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for people to always do that. And to hear y'all speak about as a people, man, we always lose sight of always trying to build each other up in a way that we can all grow and generate wealth from something that everybody is doing. We can't allow people to separate us as a unit, as a people, man, because people have always done that. I don't want y'all ever to allow that to happen. You know, y'all doing something great, and I'm glad it's set where it's set right now. Y'all guys have really done a good job for the future and footwork and where it is right now. I just don't want it to get out of control where, you know, where people just think like don't care anymore, and just everybody just start falling to the wayside, and then it just died. Now everything that everybody has done is just all in vain. You know, but the dance industry is like it's already too far gone. Yes. So I mean, to hear you guys speak tonight about, you know, where y'all have been with this, it's like it's amazing, and I'm appalled by all of it. I just don't want it to. I would hate for it to just fall to the wayside.
Yes, facts.
I would hate for it to fall to the wayside.
Twan, what about you on 5 years time?
My vision is, I would like for it to be more organized, more unity, almost like how they did with the WWE. Like making it, you know, this is our culture. We just not gonna come and take the WWE from them. Like, we gonna sanction it, and it's gonna be done like this, and it's gonna be done all over the world. Everybody can come participate, but these are the rules. Like, everybody come through. This is the history. You gotta learn your history. Like a university. Like, we gotta be like a university. You know, you come in, it's levels. You graduate, you alumni. Like university, you know, WWE, like having some organization and really taking it on a world platform and really expanding with the culture and having everybody to really benefit from it, like, because everybody can benefit from it. That's a part of it, you know. We're just getting some structure so we can all work together to really make that happen. And I know we can do it. There's so much talent in the culture, there's so much business, there's so many resources. If we just all band together and strategically do it, man, it can be great.
Can I just say something before recording? I just want to say something to everyone that's all a part of this and that's participated via. What? Oh. I just want to say to everyone that's tuning in around the world and that's here today, I just want y'all to take this moment to say, like, look, everything that we say, I hope it sparks y'all minds of new ideas, new directions, new platforms, new creativity, a new foundation to, before unifying, bettering yourself as an individual, and then to ask yourself of how you can contribute to bettering the culture in your own way. It's one thing to unify, but it's also another to know where you stand at and where do you place yourself and where do you contribute as a non-individual person. And that's what I want everyone to, that's the biggest thing I hope everyone has learned from this, because the stuff that House of Magic created sparked ideas for the next generation, and after that it sparked ideas for the current generation, and what we're doing now is going to spark the next generation, and so on and so forth and so forth and so on. Right. So that's what I want people to leave to just think today. Like, you know, you may not understand what we're saying now, but if it sparks something where it's like, whatever we're telling y'all could be like, you know, this is actually true, then it's like, okay. Now, what's my next move to where do I go from here to not only better myself, but to also help others too? And that's what this main purpose of this, in my opinion, of this special edition Behind the Name means to me, because I'm gonna give you an example. The one Behind the Name track attached when you've been out. they sparked that idea of me creating Track Attack. With the also with the shout out versus TV, that came from that too. But them doing that versus like that sparked me doing the
Y'all
Track
started
Attack.
behind the scene like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2020.
Like during the pandemic.
And that's an example of them creating something.
Y'all on 97 right now, right?
Yeah.
Look how many people y'all have. This is history right here. This is history going up.
So
But look, it's sparking.
we most definitely go on and on and on about the coach. You know what I'm saying? We just picked it like
This is another episode.
But let's go into this weekend. There's a lot of events going on this weekend.
Well, Friday, what's the word? It's Sunday week. What cross right there? Watch witness. This Friday, September 2nd.
From 10 to 4.
From 10 to 4 in the morning. RP Boo, QNE, Jenna Rush, DJ Field, DJ Spin, Metro. Here's great news. Vaccinating restrictions uplifted. So bring your ass, man.
I don't know.
Bring your ass.
Okay,
It's uplifted.
so Friday is Metro 10 to 4. What's that?
Tomorrow.
Saturday is beat down.
Litany.
Hey, DJ, wait, you is on the turntable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
King AG.
I ain't decent.
Watch out.
You on the
You on the fly.
Saturday.
Man, watch out, man.
You on the way. Watch out.
Y'all got a picnic. Also, if y'all haven't got AG album,
Yes.
Be
it's
sure.
on Bandcamp.
Man, get both of them.
Yo,
He got 2 albums out.
the second word.
Yeah, I got the footwork and then for the streets. Both of them hits.
Okay.
Okay.
But get both of those. Get both
Get
of
both
those.
of them though.
Yeah.
The rest smell like shit. That's what's going
Get
on.
both of them. Get bunch of seal.
And then
Sunday. What's going on Sunday?
Sunday
Yeah,
is
event.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, the Ghetto House event.
Dang.
No, that too, but no, it's another event going on
Oh yeah.
out west.
I was last Saturday.
Tracy,
Bray one throwing something out west on Chicago Avenue.
your event for Saturday. What is it?
Oh, well, it's an open style event, but I'm a crumper. So it's basically to promote Chicago crump movement, but obviously I'm here because I'm running Chicago Forward and I really want to just like bridge that connection. So the point of the open style is to bring anybody from any style to participate.
Exactly.
What day is that?
Same day,
Saturday, 1
Saturday.
to 6 p.m. at Fuller Park.
Okay.
Hold on, what's oh dang.
But we hang on, but look. The Lick is all day.
It's all day though, yeah, so that's
All
good.
day. So if y'all, you know what I mean, go slide through, you know what I mean, at Fuller, what's it, you said Fuller Park?
Fuller Park.
Fuller Park, from 1 to 6, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Fuller
Check
Park.
out the All-Style Battle.
40, that's
Uh,
right.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah.
What
Like
you
I
have
said,
for Twantuan?
My House is Your House Soul Power Cypher Hip Hop Festival is this September 4th, this Sunday,
That's Sunday.
from 2 to 6 p.m. So definitely come out, cause me and Kwanzaa supposed to be performing.
And you gonna be performing.
Oh, y'all
snap.
performing out too? Oh,
Hey,
well,
so-
see y'all, let's go.
That's right. Oh, Dave, what y'all wanna promote?
Yeah, we promote, man. Before we get up out of here, we want to promote my brother clothing line, which is my brother Sean. We promote New Vision clothing line, y'all. That's gonna be the hottest thing, y'all, on the market right now, y'all. We promote New Vision. That's what's going on. We want the world to tune into it right now. Right? This is a soul on my brother Sean. He the maker. This is what's happening. New Vision, y'all. Also, I'm promoting my cousin movie, which is Circumstances, y'all. 1, 2, and 3. It's on Tubi. My cousin Swift Motion send out a bunch of love to my cousin Swift. He making movies, y'all. Support him. Circumstances 1, 2, and 3 is out already on Tubi. Watch it. 4 is being recorded right now. It should be out pretty soon. It's my cousin thing, y'all. promoting big time, circumstances, 1, 2, and 3, getting on TV, y'all. But from now on, that's what we doing. New Vision is what it is, y'all.
That's fine. You got
We just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Shout out to the Urban Ark. Shout out to Illinois Humanity for partnering up with us. Shout out to Behind the Name. We just ask that the culture stay in tune, stay uplifted. Check out the Urban Ark, support the Urban Ark, www.theurbanark.org. We trying to make sure that the movement move the way that it's supposed to move and provide resources. So every help counts. It's not just monetary, but just your ideas, partnership, things of that nature to make sure that we keep the culture alive and give resources that we need to everybody that's a part of the culture. Stay tuned. We got a 100 episode coming up, so it's gonna be real big as well.
Oh, yeah.
So be on the lookout for that as well.
Y'all.
And we just be on the lookout. We got a lot of stuff coming up for the culture, but we love y'all until we see y'all next time.
so we up out of here, you know what I'm saying? Till next Behind the Name, we'll see y'all.
Have some money.
Hey, we need that forward move.
All free.
Then y'all better go back and rewatch this, cause Twin them told y'all the truth.
Yeah. No doubt.
I believe y'all.
New Vision, y'all. New Vision. Right on that clothing line, New Vision, y'all.
Who did this? Who did that?
Let's get a group picture right quick.
Y'all put the foot down.
Hey,
Y'all got that shit. So when somebody come up and say y'all ain't did it.
Okay.